Good morning, my friends. We're here with the best of the high school esports team. It is time for the 2021 EGF High School National Championships in collaboration with Walt Disney World and ESPN. We've already started off with some fantastic action over in the Overwatch scene. Now it's time to get down to some Rocket League.
Oh boy, and I had the opportunity to cast the high school championships, how they qualified for the national championships, and I'm looking at some names here that I got to cast. I also got to cast a couple of them, Ruggy being one of them in our first lobby here. Was an all-star this past Saturday and had a pretty good performance for the Metro Region team. So I'm looking forward to them really moving forward. But you've got your top two seeds here in Group 2 in North Mesquite, Texas. They had a rough day in Overwatch yesterday. And then you've also got the number 2 seed, Summit High School. Number 14 seed is going to be Allentown, New Jersey, Redbirds. And then the 20th seed rounding out Group 2 here is going to be Snyder High School out of New Jersey, the Aztecs as well.
Yeah, this is the kind of the group of death right here. Snyder and Allentown have got their work cut out for them. We got top 2 from each of our 5 groups moving on into our playoffs that will start on Saturday. And with our number 1 and number 2 seed residing in this second group, it's Snyder and Allentown. They're just gonna have their work cut out for them. They've got a big uphill battle. They're coming in fighting as underdogs for sure. And I mean, hey, anything can happen. You come out swinging. Maybe they can upset one of these top 2 seeds.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen, and this is Rocket League for a reason. Anything can happen. You can get on a hot streak and just completely snowball a match out there. So it really just depends on what kind of a start these teams get off to, because anything goes here in Rocket League. You can get a wicked carom out of the corner, or you can get a flipper set that just gets you off the gates and just completely dunks down on top of a defender in goal, and you may be finding yourself in the lead when you absolutely were not expecting it. Also, the mid-game changes that we see, we'll see a lot of great rotations coming out of these threes. But, the teams that seem to have been doing so well, especially here in the EGF high school scene, are the teams that are willing to double commit and hold the midline a lot better than the other teams. That you'll see triple commits coming in all the time. The problem is that if you do that and you don't have that defensive wherewithal, you don't have the boost to get back from a screamer, you're going to be down with your pants down, and you're going to be looking at an open goal. And that's what we've seen a lot of the times that happen through those playoffs. So we'll see if the teams have gotten a lot of Rocket League. They practice together, and we'll see if they've got their acts cleaned up since what we saw in the championships.
Well, let's take a look at what we've got in store for you today. 6 matches coming at you. And we're going to start off with this top boy here with Summit High School taking on Snyder. We'll then move on and see that number 1 seed in North Mesquite taking on Allentown. Summit taking on Allentown after that. Then we're going to move down through the bracket. And I'm really looking forward to a little bit later on in the day. Summit versus North Mesquite. That's one to keep an eye out for. That's gonna be your number 1 versus number 2 seeds, taking place at 6 o'clock Eastern. So I think that's the banger of the bill right there.
Yeah, I think the Allentown versus Snyder match is also going to be a pretty tight one because there's only six seeds between them, and I mean, let's face it, these teams that have qualified for the national championships from season 7 and season 8, they're at the top of their game. There's not much between these teams. There's the ultra top high teams like the Summits, the North Mesquites. I want to call Crespi out as well. I think that they are really great at what they do, and then there's such a middle ground from what you see. And I got to tell you, I mean, any one of these middle tier teams could upset at any point if they have their engines revving at full max and they got the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, apologies. My dog is being an absolute spaz here apparently today. She is also extremely excited for today's matches. So I apologize. But now she's just coming plopped right next to me and just thoroughly intent on the action that we're about to get into right now. So this is, yeah. I mean, and that could end up being the difference maker between Snyder and Allentown once we see those two face off. But first and foremost, we will have Summit taking on Snyder Aztec, and we'll see if the roster of seniors can pull out an upset here. Summit High School are all sophomores coming in. Maybe that little bit of extra experience, that little bit of extra maturity might serve Snyder well. See if they can stay focused, calm, maintain that ball possession like you're talking about, keeping the ball in the opponent's side of the pitch, and keep control of the pace of these matches.
Yeah, I mean, but on the other side, you've got Ruggie. They were an all-star. They had a pretty darn good performance in the all-star. So, I mean, they got voted there for a reason, and they really did show up last Saturday. So that was kind of our kickoff event for the national championships. We had the all-star weekend event, and was just totally having a good time there. So, yeah, this is all to play for here. You've got top 2. From each group plus another 2. We're going to have 10 qualifiers transfers through to our weekend of semifinals and finals. So, you want to put yourself in good space. You want to get one of those top 2 guaranteed positions. And I think that if they're doing it like a World Cup, which is what I'm surmising here, they're going to take the top 2 teams that have the most points. That weren't in the 1 and 2 slots. So if that's the way that I'm figuring it out, because of general normal world football, as it were, they might be rolling off of FIFA rules there.
Yeah, I think it's just top 2 from each group going off of wins. Okay, yeah, sorry, I was just getting word down the pipe here. We're gonna take a minute, get our team set up. We're having a little bit of some sort of hiccup going on here, so bear with us just 1 minute. When we come back, we'll have our first match coming at you. Stick around. Hello, my friends. Appreciate your patience. Just want to give you a little update on the wait here. Apparently, Snyder had some technical issues and were not able to make it in for their first game. We're not able to field 3 players. So the 20th seed already coming out with a struggle bus of a start and have to forfeit that opening match. But so we're just going to move on to our second match. Billy, what are we going to end up seeing for this match number 2?
I mean, we're going to see the number 1 seed North Mesquite. Stallions taking on number 14 Allentown. That game is slated to start at 3:45 Eastern. Sorry, allergies are getting the best of me today. So it's the number 1 seed versus the number 14 seed. Like I said, it should start in about 20 minutes. However, we may come on the air early if we can get both the teams in the lobby ahead of time to kind of speed things along. So don't go away. Make sure that you check out the other channels as well. Check out official EGF and EGF High School on Twitch to catch the other 2 streams of groups 1 and 3, and you can catch some of the Rocket League action there.
Good news, my friends. We've got teams. We've got a match. It's time to finally get this thing rolling. North Mesquite High School, Allentown, ready to face off here in what I guess is technically our second match of the day. The first match being that unfortunate circumstance of an FF. But hey, we're about to get in some action. What we're all here to see. Let's take a look at that schedule once again. So we are going to go ahead and move on down to game 2. This is our number 1 seed in North Mesquite. Messick, Sillyful, and Liechu going at it here, taking to the pitch. Your number 1 seed. Let's see if they can live up to the hype.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of good things out of this team, especially, looking at what we've got on the field. I mean, Mystic is going to be absolutely the conduit through which everything goes through for this North Mesquite team. So having seen them in the high school playoffs, they have put up a singular, beautiful performance. I can't wait to get into this match because I think that Allentown's actually going to be able to give them a little bit of a run for their money here. It just depends on how they work out of the defensive third. That's going to be what I'm looking for from Allentown. How do they absorb the initial pressure that's going to come from North Mesquite, because they're going to be riding on a wave of just excitement and just confidence going up against a lower seed like this. So we'll see right out the gate, how do they go?
And can Allentown play their game? Can they execute the way they normally execute? Don't want to come out and turtle shell and just be ultra conservative out of the gate, knowing that you're going up against that number 1 seed. You still have to be able to find your rhythm and do what you're strong at. Find a way to keep control of this ball, keep it out of your side of the pitch. As we can see both teams just kind of sizing each other up right now. Nick Fury's going to send one down into the corner. We'll see if HS can start off strong, put some pressure on.
Yeah, that's a nice little pinch coming in from Phantom, trying to keep the ball into their offensive third, but that's a great clear along the wall coming out of Liechu. We want to look for a pinch off the backboard, setting up Mystic, getting a shot on goal, but it's too wide right of the goal, looking like a little bit of starving for boost there, but there's going to be the re-engage coming in from Sillyful. Might be able to dunk it in.
Off the top, but the shot does go wide, back into the corner. 50 just ends up launching right down in midfield. HS able to get possession. Nick tried to steal it back in. Didn't get a solid touch, but into the middle. Z-Man gets denied by Sillyful right over the middle. First good opportunity of the match. Just over 60 seconds in. Messick might have a shot, but there's 3 defenders. Got him able to make it back cross. Not a good touch there for Messick. Wasn't able to get much power behind it. Now trying to go in for a second shot. The pass is there. The shot is good. Liechu is going to break the stalemate here and put a point on the board.
Yeah, and it was just a very important touch from Mystic, even though, they got the kind of wimpy little shot going in. Still, the redirect towards the top and a little bit of an air dribble, setting the ball up perfectly for Liechu. Liechu not mistaking the open goal chance there and just absolutely slots it upper 90.
And looks like Phantom might have some issues there. Look at Phantom just sitting there, staring him down. But it looks like the other 2 members of the defense of HS are able to keep control of the ball. Give time for their third player to put the batteries back in the controller or whatever may have happened over there. Unfortunate circumstance. Somehow HS still they're actually winning the battle of possession in this 2v3. Nick Fury able to steal that boost. Launch one center. Oh, shot does get deflected back into the corner. Nick Fury able to maintain control. Nice little dribble. Was able to get past 1, but not past 2. No more boost to get back to it, and that's going to be a clear from North Mesquite. Ooh, nice touch from Nick Fury. Able to keep it in the zone. See if they can keep the pressure on North Mesquite and try to tie up the series. Uh-oh, but here comes the counterattack the other way. Liechu can't quite get high enough to get that touch on the ball. But this is looking like North Mesquite's opportunity now. Oh, with that said, though, AHS able to get a decent touch. And it looks like Phantom is at least back in this game. Trying to get some quality action here. Battle for the corner won by AHS. They're going to send it back deep, back into the blue half. Get a look just wide there on that shot. Good opportunity. Just narrowly missing the mark.
Yeah, and they're getting the good rotations right now. Even when they were down to a player, they were starting to get these pinches and soft touches into the opposing corners, and they're starting to find a little bit of range with these passes. They're getting a lot of little short range passes, 10 to 15 meters. And I'm liking what they're doing. They're going more over possession and really starting to put the pressure on North Mesquite's goal.
Yeah, that was a great play there. Good patience, the nice little pass, almost got one in. So able to deny it. And then they're able to find the clear, not allow the counterpunch to come through. So just good, solid play from AHS. They don't look like they're letting nerves or pressure get the best of them. But they say spoke too soon. They leave the goal wide open, and Liachu's able to get another one past them. Oh, just an unfortunate double commit on that 50, and there's just nobody there on the defense.
Yep. I mean, I'm not exactly sure where their third man was, but the double commit was just completely out of bounds there. And we're looking for a little bit of a re-go there. But I mean, we're talking about, how much work are they getting done in these corners? I thought they were starting to build up a huge head of steam. Empty ball in front of the net, but nothing doing for them. And looking like we're at sub 75 seconds now. We're looking for an equalizer or at least a goal on the board for AHS as they can try to get into some kind of attacking position.
Yeah, and it's just that unfortunate controller circumstance. That's what happened to the third player. Phantom ended up going to AFK again. And then the other two with that double commit left the goal open for that second score for North Mesquite. We are now hitting the 45-second mark. North Mesquite not letting off the gas whatsoever. Silly Fool wins the 50. What a touch there. Is going to challenge it down. Chase after it. Phantom back in there. The ball. Dangerous spot. Narrowly missing for that third goal. The follow-up does not miss. Silly Foil able to get the 3-goal lead with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, it's just following the ball there and just putting it back on frame. And they just didn't have the reflexes to get up in time to take care of the ball going in. So that is a 3-goal lead, 30 seconds left, just all pretty much over. But the crying, but I mean, you can score goals in a flurry here in Rocket League. So there might be a chance for them to get something in.
Well, and sometimes just if you can get a goal the last 10 to 20 seconds, it can be a bit of a morale booster. Get that goose egg off the board, kind of start finding some momentum to work in your favor that you can take into the rest of the series.
I mean, they did have some pretty good work there at about the 3-minute mark when they were having the connection issues. They still were able to put a lot of pressure onto the goal of North Mesquite. So, I mean, really, being down a player there with the controller issues, looks like their controller was dead. As a matter of fact, kept turning it on and off. Get the battery pack out. Get the rechargeables out, plug it in if you have to. But they really did show some signs of life. So, the 3-0 score, not clearly indicative of what the play was actually like there in our first match. So we'll see with a fresh controller or fresh batteries for that player. Will they be able to give more of themselves into this next match? I mean, it's a 1-0 lead. It's the first to 3 here. So we will see what they can get done here. I really want to see them really work harder out of their defensive third. The short passes that they were starting to connect with, Allentown started finding something with those short passes, especially in the offensive third when they were starting, to get those little carom touches, the little pinches off the wall. There was a couple of times where there was a double commit when they were both going for the ball. And I think that if one player just hangs back and waits for the carom off the wall, I think they can actually build something out of that.
And when your third player isn't available to meet their rotation, that double commit looks that much more egregious, right? Because it just left a wide open back end. And North Mesquite, they're your number one seed for a reason. They're not going to miss those opportunities. They're not going to show mercy in that scenario. We are in national championships after all. I can't say I blame them. I mean, it's leave everything on the pitch time. But hopefully Allentown can get those issues worked out. And it was that particular drive you mentioned around the 3-minute mark. That was definitely their best look. And I want to see more of that. The short passes, the patience that they used. I think that's what they're going to have to do. That's what they're going to have to rely on if they want to start putting some points on the board.
Yep. And I mean, right out the gate here, we're a couple seconds in right now. They look like everybody's on Drew. What a air dribble from Nick Fury, charging towards the goal of North Mesquite, but nothing doing there. However, it's going to start sending a message that we are willing to go commit forward and really take the aggression to you. So I think now with their third player ready to go, GG's, let's see what kind of attack they can build out of their third.
It's like a little head of the ball, had to go back and chase it down. Does manage to get the touch up in the air, pass over to the middle. Leach is just going to push it down to the corner and try to put together an offense here for North Mesquite. Throws it up right over the goal. Ooh, that was tried to get the touch to spike it down. It just went slightly over, and now Phantom coming back. See if HS can counterpunch against this number 1 seed, but they lose control. Silly Foil able to not only find the ball, but find the demo. HS going to send it deep. Little battle in the corner, scrum in the corner, touch off the back wall. Silly Foil can't quite make it past Nick. Nick is going to keep it into the blue half, send it back down to the other side. Mystic looking to get the clear, drops it down for their teammate. Nick Fury's there, but not facing the right direction in mid-rotation, and has to drop all the way back for it. And it's opening up a lot of space here for North Mesquite to put something together. Messick with a shot is going to go wide, but it's bounced high. Opportunity. Going to drop it right in front of the net. Defense is there. And it looks like North Mesquite didn't really want to commit to that opportunity just yet. There's a shot. That one's going to find the top right corner. Silly Foil going to open up game 2.
Yep, Silly Foil, absolutely, Johnny on the spot there. Just put a screamer back. 96 kilometers per hour. That's about a 55 mile an hour goal there. So a lot of heat behind that. And that's a 1-0 lead here in match number 2. I'm still liking the play that's coming out from Allentown. I think Allentown can absolutely start bringing the heat here. They just got to start with these small touches out of the back. Once they start doing these small touches out of the back, I think they're going to be ready to go.
I'm worried though, if they let North Mesquite start putting together something, this could get away from them. That was a nice shot there. Did go a little wide, clearly, but at least they're putting some pressure down, putting some shots up, and coming back in here for another attack, an opportunity, and they get it. Nick Fury ties up the game.
Yep, there we go. That's the nice tracking of the play that I love to see. This is just a little a whiff coming out from Liachu there, or I'm sorry, from Silly Foil, and yeah. That is exactly how you clean up the trash in front of the net. You tie up the match now. Game on. Here we go, Bull Skunk.
We're approaching the halfway mark, and we got ourselves a match, Fritz.
Oh, no.
Tied up, all dangerous bounce.
Z-Man.
You're not quite able to put it home. HS looking to respond quickly. Nice little backflip touch in front, but the defense smothers it. All over it. Gets the clear. Put it back in front of the net. The follow-up shot is there. The counterpunch too strong from North Mesquite, and Messick's going to retake that lead here for the team in blue.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's a triple commit that you can't afford to have. You finally got your first goal of the series here. But you triple commit forward. You don't have the boost to get back, and that was just a screamer. And the carom that came off just laid perfectly for Misick there. Nice little quick shot off of the kickoff there. Might be able to generate some action here for Allentown.
Oh, but don't overcommit again. Don't do it twice in a row, Allentown. That was dangerous. Fortunately for them, Silly Foil wasn't quite able to wrestle it down into the box as that shot goes high. Fire Phantom trying to get something started. Cross pass across the pitch, but it's stolen away. North Mesquite going to push it back down off the backboard. Gets it around one defender. Second. Just kind of lobs it up. Didn't get a clean shot on it. And there wasn't... the third attacker was not there to hit that shot from the corner. But Liachu keeping it in the half. There's a shot. That one's going to sneak it past. What a play from Liachu. Able to get it around both defenders. Sneaks it past Fury after that touch. And gets it up and over the goalie. Liachu showing off for us here as we approach the minute 30 mark.
Yeah, they stole it right off the hood there. That's highway robbery of the best order there. And now Fire Phantom's got to start trying to just throw cars at the goal. They have to change up something. 90 seconds left. They're down only by 2. We know they can make it to the back of the net. They just got to get their coordination together.
And it was that touch from Fire Phantom. It was, oh my goodness, before I can even finish one thought, Liachu's already starting to rack up. And this was that momentum I'm talking about. This is so dangerous. You cannot let North Mesquite start feeling their oats like this, because they're just going to run away with this thing. And you got to have some smarter touches. Back talking about that third goal. Fire Phantom just misread that, like they had time to sit and play with the ball. They was like, no, you got Liachu right in your face. You can't waste time like that.
It looks like they're playing a little bit tentative now. I think they have gotten just zonked here by North Mesquite, and North Mesquite is not letting off the pressure valve whatsoever. I think that if they one move that they could be working with right now is going crossfield, going with what we call in traditional soccer a switch, where you go and you cross to the opposite field, try to dump it in the corner, and see if one of your teammates can get there ahead of time.
A bit of the old dump and chase. Hit you with a good steal there. Has the sights on the back of the goal. Couldn't get up high enough. Zero boost. Trying to follow up on that opportunity. Opportunity stolen by North Mesquite. They just send it back into the corner. Cross passes there. The shot goes just high from Messick. Almost made that a 5-goal series. That was just off that top crossbar. Silly Fool putting it back into the corner. Gonna fly all the way across the other side. Allentown able to wrestle it away. Gonna bounce it off the back. No, the big miss there. Unfortunate. That's gonna leave things wide open. You can't blame him for the triple commit with only 10 seconds left. Oh, but the miss on that touch, on the follow-up, just leaves it there for Liachu, who's gonna put up a hat trick here in game 2.
Yeah, I'm watching the match chat right now. They're getting a little zesty with each other. That's a 4-goal lead, 5 seconds left. It's all done, but the Crying, they'll go on to match point here and securing their first win of this round robin stage. I expect a little bit more out of Allentown and maybe just a little bit of boom coming out from this. And so there it is, 5-1 to the Stallions. And that is how the match number 2 is going to end. And I tell you what, they're taking advantage of every single small advantage that they can find. I mean, from stealing the ball off the hood of a car to getting a 50-50 ball in the air and getting a beautiful, redirect towards the goal. It doesn't matter what small mistake that Allentown are making. They are absolutely capitalizing on it. They've got their foot on the throat of Allentown right now, and Allentown has not been able to respond back.
It's not anything particularly fancy. It's just good positioning, good challenges, and North Mesquite are in the driver's seat. Game 2, they had all the possession, they had all the shots. I mean, that was a very one-sided affair. And in game 1, it was Fire Phantom who was only seemingly playing for half the game. And frankly, I thought Allentown looked better in game 1.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all there, Bull Skunk. So, I mean, I'm not sure if they need to redistribute their power, I guess, and maybe committing 2 forward and keeping somebody in reserve, and trying to get those cleanup 50-50 balls at midfield to restart the attack. I think that you can do that. As long as you've got boost and you're sitting around the midfield line, I think that you can get back to the goal in time to defend. I think giving that upward pressure from your back man, your third man, might be able to do it. We saw it a lot with the All-Stars game this weekend. You can run with 2 up ahead, and then, at certain judicious points, you can throw that third man in there and get them into the rotation. But you've got to be able to get back to your goal, and that's something that we saw just absolutely punished at 3 times from North Mesquite. 3 goals came out of a triple commit, so they've really got to make sure. Probably make sure that they are taking care of everything they need to take care of.
Well, and that just comes down to good, clean communication. You don't want to go quiet. You take a tough loss. Like, don't everybody just shut down and stop talking. Like, keep the communication going. Keep talking to each other. Keep informing each other of your rotations. Call that stuff out and make sure you've got everything covered. Make sure you're behaving as one hive mind when you're on the pitch. And you're not trying to pull some kind of heroic effort, and you're not shutting down and just turtling up on your own half. Either of those things are going to leave you vulnerable, and they're going to throw you off your game. I mean, you're going up against #1 seed, and like I talked on the very top of the broadcast, you've got to maintain your strengths, and you've got to play to those strengths and not be intimidated by something like this.
Okay, so breaking news here. This is the wrong Allentown team. This is the wrong Allentown team. This is actually the second team that is in another group. They thought they were being called in for their group stage. And yeah.
So this is actually team 2, not team 1.
This is team 2, not team 1.
Fantastic. All right. Well, hey, at least we got to enjoy some bonus Rocket League here, my friends, but it will not account in any kind of official capacity. So yeah, just a little bit of a scrim here to warm up, apparently. So Yeah, that's an oof. And we're gonna take a quick little break here. We're gonna get the correct Allentown team, and we'll be back with a full series. So y'all stick around. this is the script right here. This is the script. It's all out the window. It's all out the window at this point. The Clown Fiesta has commenced. All right, brass tacks. What's going on here? So we've had two teams not show up here in Group 2. Essentially, that's oversimplifying. I don't want to put too much flack on those two teams, but at the end of the day, two teams forfeiting out of Group 2. So we're gonna have our number 1 and number 2 seed do 3 best of 5s for you. So we got a bit of a show, a bit of a preview for what you're gonna see come playoffs this Saturday. North Mesquite taking on Summit in 3 back-to-back series.
Yeah, and I want to thank Trizen and Messick for agreeing to help fill the time that the Clown Fiesta show has started here on stream number 2. But you know, it is going to be the number 1 and number 2 seed, so we're going to actually have some really decent Rocket League coming up here.
It should be fantastic.
It should be fantastic. If I'm thinking about this correctly, I think that we'll count the first game as like the official, right? And then the other 2 will just be exhibitions as far as seeding.
Sounds good to me. I'm on board. All
I'm
right,
making the rules up now as I go.
Yeah, where we've just spoken that into action. Oh, let's get our first game underway. All right. Let's see if we can focus here. Well, Trizen's got their focus on point, and just 13 seconds in, we've got goals on the board.
Yep, and I'm telling you right now, Trizen is a really great player for Hilltop Gaming, but what we're really going to be looking for is the play out of Ruggy, the All-Star from this past Saturday. We're going to get our first chance on stream to look at them in an official match here since the early morning disconnects and not being able to get players back and the forfeits. I mean, it's just all going completely wrong for us. Messick with a nice shot on goal there. You're going to see the rotations come through from these two teams, and that's what I'm really looking for, is the high-level play that I saw them have during the playoffs. That's going to be a shot on goal. No joy there. Nice clearance coming out from Hilltop Gaming.
Yeah, the HU sends that one a little wide. I wonder if we're going to actually see, like, how try-hard these teams going to be right now. They know that they're both qualified automatically, so we might just get to see some fun, some big individual efforts, taking risks they wouldn't normally take in an official, and just try to be a little flashy or a little overly aggressive. That wouldn't surprise me. Right now, I mean, there's a lot of pride on the line, too. You know, between the number 1 and number 2 seed going into the postseason, if you're able to put together, 3 series wins in a row, you might be able to get into your opponent's head when these games start to really matter come Saturday. And right now, North Mesquite look like they're kind of playing off the back foot. Look like they're trying to make something happen. We're going to get a temporary 2v2 on this pitch right now. Shot sent deep, deflected into the corner. Try to get it out of harm's way. Cross all the way, and it's going to land right in front of Sillyfoil. Going to dribble that down the HU right in the middle. Sillyfoil doesn't even need it. It's going to just single-handedly walk this thing all the way down the pitch to tie up the series.
It's a great touch and a great pinch coming off the top backboard there. The carom in, and that's going to tie up our series. So Sillyfoil picking up where they left off in our aborted game that we had earlier. That we had to hit the big red abort button. Stop the launch, and here we go. Now play starting to open up a little bit between these teams. The rotations are starting to come through in earnest, and I think they are try-harding here.
Yeah, I think everybody just suddenly wanted to take this a little bit more seriously. You can see everybody kind of settling down. They're not just scrambling over the pitch. It doesn't look nearly as uncoordinated as it did in our opening minute. You're going to send one into the corners. Got Sillyfoil there to back them up. Blair going up high. As Leacher tries to put together an attack, but Dark is right back there to send it the other way, one in the midfield. Good shot across, and a better save from Messick. Just launching across the box, able to send that one back. Now North Mesquite trying to put together a semblance of a counterattack, but it is immediately stolen away. And Hilltop Gaming now in control. The HU couldn't quite wrestle it down. And it's been a battle for midfield here over the past 45 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really good dumps into opposite corners. I mean, they're really switching the ball very nicely. And Dark, their third man in the back, is starting to get the demo started to line up. So I'm really loving the rotations that are coming out from Hilltop Gaming right now because, even though they're committing the forward, they're allowing Dark to go forward when he gets one of these errant balls out. they are allowing this player to go ahead and move forward, and they're rotating back into their defensive third. So the rotations are coming out beautifully from both teams. I'm loving the dump plays coming in, and really, I mean, they have just enough coordination going on right now. They're keeping this ball in their offensive third. I'm looking for a big clearance coming out from North Mesquite.
Yeah, an uncharacteristically weak touch. A lot of these hits in the mid have been very powerful clears, able to get it down there, but Hilltop Gaming, they're controlling all of the boosts. Well, I mean, as I say this, North Mesquite is finally able to put together a counterattack. It drifts. It rolls slowly, inching towards the net, but North Mesquite can't put it home. Now Hilltop back on the assault. Gonna put one off the top. Rebound is denied as Silly Foil is trying to get the clear. Gets the follow-up touch off the corner. Nice steal. Ruggy can't get control of it. Another bounce. The shot and a goal. Silly Foil giving the lead to North Mesquite after Summit High School just put together a flurry of attack, had a lot of possession, and blink and you miss it. North Mesquite counterpunch back with a big, big goal.
I mean, Bullskog, that is rotations 101 for Rocket League right there. They had just beautiful one touches off the backboard, narrowing the field of focus with the ball, and then the final dagger coming off that last carom, and the finish was true.
Carry over the middle. Horizon's gonna send it off the backboard. Dark coming in. That one into the corner, looking for the shot. Ruggy nailing it off of that beautiful corner pass from Dark. Look at this, perfectly placed, gets the bounce right where they want it. Ruggy in the perfect position to put that thing in the corner, beat the defender to tie up the game.
Yep, I'm telling you, it's the special player right there in Ruggy, and we will see lots more of them coming forward in the weekend. But now, it's all to play for. 35 seconds, 2-2 on the scoreboard, and now the possession's starting to move in favor of Hilltop Gaming.
Yeah, you can feel the momentum, and I feel like they've been in control. They've had more possession, they've had more shots, even though the scoreboard is dead even at the moment. Tries and looking to keep it in the zone. Can't. Ooh, what a touch! The aggression almost paid off. Silly Fool was able to come in and finally wrestle it away from that scrum at mid. I don't think you're taking it with the pass to Messick. Gonna throw it off the backboard. Messick going to finish it themselves. No, the drop is there. Dark stealing it back. Gets past a couple, but can't get it downfield in time before the overtime begins. So we're looking for this golden goal now to start things off in game one of our first series of 3.
And Ruggy with a very important touch there, because the carom off the backboard there would have been silly. The feint. Woo! The frame saves the day once again, and now it's a breakout for Trison.
Oh, that shot was so close. 2 touches off the box. Not able to wrangle it home. Oh, this could be dangerous over the middle. Silly Foil able to at least get enough of the ball to not allow it to drift right in front of the net. Dark there trying to put one together. Messick coming across just in the nick of time to send that one awry. Tries in there to put it back center. Silly Foil loses that 50. Ball goes up. Try to drift out. Silly Foil is going to push it forward all the way back to mid. Not allow the follow-up shot. Hilltop Gaming were very aware of this, patiently waiting for it so they can keep the pressure on. A little bit of a battle in the corner. 2v2. Tries and waiting on the outside. Able to push it back deep. Rotations coming through. It's Hilltop Gaming falling back so they can catch this counterpunch. Well done. Nice defensive rotation. Reading that play wasn't going to go their way and allow for this kind of an opportunity. But Dark can't quite get control of the ball. Can't quite put it home.
I mean, it's actually working out in favor of them. And I mean, just the rotations that have been coming through from both teams here, they're both not overcommitting. I mean, they're pushing up 3 at certain times, but the release valve, should the possession be taken away, it's already being taken back. There it is right there. Just watching Dark getting back. But Trison is actually the player to get back first, and they're going to play it off the backboard.
They both take it to the skies. Gets flip reset, but gets it stolen away. Messick there, just able to disrupt the play enough, get past one, but reinforcements starting to show up. Hilltop Gaming putting the aggression on. I don't think that ball quite went where Wuggy was hoping it would, and North Mesquite's able to find control, at least take it down to midfield. Messick with the soft touch there, but Trison is able to interrupt that one. And here comes the battle from mid again. This is good for North Mesquite. They've been able to put some of the pressure back off, but now they're losing control. Nice shot into the corner. Sillyfoil going to send that one wide.
Oh, man, what a touch from Ruggie there just to set it right in the mouth of goal. They did get a shot on goal, but the save was there. The defense was in perfect position at the right time. Looking for a little bit of pinch off the corner here, but the nice long clearance with the switch as well. That's going to create a lot of space for North Mesquite to work with. There's the pinch off the backboard. Is there a follow-up?
Oh, no. Hilltop Gaming, we're all over that defense, and now looking right in the middle. North Mesquite going to win that 50. Not allow for the follow-up shot there. Oh, wow. Look at Sillyfoil just sneaks it past everybody. Fortunately for Summit, they're able to get back on top of that ball. Leachu comes in, going to put it off the back, but there's nobody mid to follow up on that one. Sillyfoil with the rotation, trying to maintain possession. Keep it in the orange half. That's against Sillyfoil on the right-hand side. Got to push it in off the backboard. Looking for Leachu across the midfield. Leachu's there, but is in a 1v2 in this corner. Here comes Messick for some backup. The cavalry has arrived for North Mesquite. Now, do they have the manpower to push it back in? We're already 3.5 minutes into overtime, and this has been quite the back and forth. Our number 1 and number 2 seeds, as expected, very evenly matched here in game 1.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we were hoping for. I mean, we're almost at another full, complete game here in the overtime period. This is going to be a dangerous ball in front.
Let's stick with a shot. That one going right of the net. She's able to put one on, but it's dead center, easily handled by Ruggie. But still, Summit are struggling to get this ball out of their zone. North Mesquite just taking shot after shot, and eventually they're going to get one of those dangerous ones to fall. Ruggie got, I think, very lucky. That one was not on point. We've seen Leachu already hit one of those earlier today in our warm-up games that we saw a little bit earlier. Get those deadly pinches from above is such a difficult shot. I can't ever seem to land.
But the rotations are absolutely coming through for North Mesquite. The Stallions are starting to push a lot
forward.
That was going to do it.
Beautiful handling from Sillyfoil, taking it to the skies. Able to get just a couple of nice dribbles. Leachu right there with the follow-up. Breaking the stalemate, giving North Mesquite game 1 in a 3-2. And I mean, that right there, that is what I expect to see from these two teams, particularly going forward. Very evenly matched, going down to the wire, nearly 4 minutes of overtime. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, Billy.
Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted to see. I mean, this is what we saw at the All-Star event as well this weekend. So getting a little bit more of a treat when it really matters on the national stage. And boy, I tell you what, the Stallions came out swinging. Hilltoppers came back and tied it up really nicely. And so now, they're going into an 0-1 deficit going into match number 2. And I tell you what, looking for a little bit more out of Ruggie. The touches that they got, they were having to play so defensively because of the rotations coming in from North Mesquite. They really were getting those touches off the backboard. And sometimes it just takes one breakout moment. They triple committed there on the final goal in overtime. And they just had no wherewithal to get back. So kind of got caught with their pants down. I thought they were trying to get the rotation through, but that thievery that came out from Sillyfoil was just absolutely disgusting.
What a read. You thief in the night, you Sillyfoil. Oh, my goodness. I mean, in North Mesquite, they had to almost double the shots that Summit were able to put up. Despite a lot of possession earlier in that game from Summit High School, they weren't able to convert that into opportunities. North Mesquite on the back half of that one, well, they were putting all the shots on and eventually got one to go.
Yeah, I mean, and then just the aggression coming in right now, that's a quick shot on goal there. And I mean, the counterattack is real here.
Then North Mesquite making sure that Summit High School are nice and awake, paying attention to this game, but they've let a ball dangerously bounce in front of their net. Oh my goodness, a fortunate turn for North Mesquite, but they are not out of hot water. As Trison's going to just send one off the backboard. One defender missed, but not two. As Leachu's able to get that clear, send it deep before getting demoed. Ruggie's going to seal it back away, take it to the skies. Push one in as Now it's tries and try to follow up on it, but the pass from Ruggie was a little high. They're not able to quite get it where they want. Silly Foil not gonna win the 50. Messick with a beautiful save. Are you kidding me? That was nuts. What a play from Messick to keep this game at 0-0.
Make that times two there, Bull Skunk, because the power and the pressure is definitely being ratcheted up by Hilltop Gamers right now. I mean, they are absolutely feeling it right now. They're getting the better of the 50-50s. They're getting the better of the aerial control. That's a safe touch if you are Hilltop Gaming, because they were able to really carry the ball into one of the paths of their oncoming players. And now the pressure is on again. North Mesquite is starting to feel the ratcheting up of this pressure.
Indeed. And it's Messick trying to see if it can relieve some of that pressure. Just taking a nice high slow ball, give their team time to rotate, time to kind of catch their breath a little bit. And Messick's going to send one deep, see if the pressure can come through. You can see the attack from Liachu. That one off the top crossbar. Moving over the clear, not quite there. Messick's able to keep it in the zone. Get a dribble pass, tries in, but cannot get it far enough. Had too many defenders to beat, and North Mesquite only committing the one attacker on that assault.
Yeah, indeed it would. And I'm telling you right now the pressure is still being ratcheted up from Hilltop Gaming. You know, there's a couple of counterattack availabilities coming in from North Mesquite, but really the lion's share in the first half of this second match is really going with Hilltop Gaming, and they're going to try and pump and dump down into the corner.
I feel like North Mesquite's playing for possession right now. They're not getting overly aggressive. They want to kind of choke out Summit High School and not allow them to get any quality touches, not allow them to maintain any control, to where it forces them to scramble just to get the clears and to get the blocks, and they're not able to put together any 1-2 passes. As I mean, you can see this ball is just bouncing back and forth between orange net and midfield. North Mesquite again all over it. Silly Foal's going to send this one deep right into the corner. A little touchdown, trying to get around the defender, but Ruggie is too smart for that, reading that one very nicely, able to get the pass downfield to Dark. Dark's going to get it stolen away from Liachu, but not for long. Reinforcements show up. Silly Foil. Now it's their turn to try to clear, as Summit High School are starting to turn the tide of this momentum.
They really are, and there's going to be oh man, that is an unfortunate carom there. They're trying to push the ball towards the mouth of goal. Ruggie might be able to get on top of that one just a little bit too shy on that one.
Ooh, what the Dark had a quality opportunity there. Silly Foil able to get the block. Big clear coming through. Liachu with the demo might create an opportunity for a power play here on orange half. Dark's going to get the steal and get the mega. Ooh, try to force one in. But the defense from North Mesquite has been so good here in game two. From both teams, really. I mean, you're not sitting at a 0-0 between your number one, number two seed by making mistakes on defense. Ball up into the corner. Ruggie looking to sneak one down. Has to settle for just across past the other side. Tries and comes in to intercept. Looking to set up something in the mid. Dark is able to get that touch, but Ruggie can't follow up. Has to drop back, cannot press in or triple commit into this. Two attackers stuck in that corner, but now Summit looking for another try. Big individual play off the corner. The rebound is there. Dark breaks the 0-0. Gives Summit High School the lead here in game two.
What an air dribble there from Ruggie to set up the carom off the back. And then Dark just cleans up the open goal there. Really well played there from Hilltop Gaming. They take the 1-0 lead here. They're trying to bring themselves level here in our match day number one. They're down 0-1 right now to North Mesquite, and I think that they are starting to feel it.
It tries, and with another good look there, bouncing off the top crossbar. So Foil with the intercept. The ball goes way high, not able to quite get it downfield, get under control. Unfortunately, Liachu comes through and does get it clear, but Ruggie is waiting for it, perfectly positioned. So they will steal it away, and the wrestle over midfield continues, but this is going to favor Summit High School. This is burning precious seconds off the clock as we get to the final moments of game two. Liachu trying to keep it in the air, looking for that tying goal, looking for that 0 second. Liachu can't keep it alive. Hilltoppers tie up the series with the game two victory.
Yeah, and I mean, that's taking us to 1-1. I expected nothing else coming out from them. And what really did that for the Hilltoppers is the fact that they were getting a lot more physical with North Mesquite. They were bumping a lot more. They were getting more demos into this second match. So, I mean, the physicality and the control on the ball is really what has changed between this first match and the second match. So, do they continue the same thread in match 3? Do we see the pressure and the physicality come out from North Mesquite now? Because the demos were definitely in favor of the Hilltoppers there. And I really want to see, can they match the physicality of the Hilltoppers, or, are they going to try and be a little bit more elusive? I really like the point that you touched on, saying, they were trying to play for possession. Possession was really firmly in the hands of the Stallions, but the Hilltoppers started ratcheting up that pressure, started getting more physical, started getting more of the demos in there, and that's where I think that the game really turned around for the Hilltoppers. So we're sitting 1-1 as we're about to head into match number 3. This is starting to turn out to be a banger.
I can't help but feel that North Mesquite let off the gas a little bit. And playing for possession, they weren't putting on that just fierce aggression that we saw in game 1. The Summit Hilltoppers, they had the same exact number of shots in game 2 as they did in game 1, 8 and 8 both games. The big difference maker here is if you look at the other side of the field. North Mesquite had 15 shots in game 1, only 4 in game 2. Despite all that possession, particularly in the middle part of that game 2, they were not able to convert that into opportunities.
Yep, and that's the big difference right there. Is the midfield play. The small touches that we saw coming out from the Hilltoppers, that was what really changed. I think that the small touches that they got, also being willing to carry the ball rather than dump the ball, was another thing that we saw Ruggy do very well. From the high ground, getting the air dribbles down, that's what set up the goal, was the exquisite control of the ball from Ruggy in the air, getting the flip reset along the way, and then just a perfectly Karen pass right into the path of Dark. Dark was able to put that really close range shot away with some heat.
You gotta love to see it. Yeah, I mean, that kind of finesse. I mean, it's what makes Rocket League so special. Because just that expertise, that control. That's what separates the men from the boys when it comes to Rocket League.
Well, I mean, this is what we're looking at right now. We get a arena switch here. I love that. And quick out the gates. I was asking if they were going to get a little bit more physical. Well, there's my answer. Misa taking down one of the members of Hilltoppers, and that is a great way to start.
Clear does come through, though. As there it is. Foil able to get that big clear down. Good solid touches. Ruggy trying to wrestle it past, tries and comes through, trying to dump it into the corner. It looks like North Mesquite are just all over this, though. They're not going to let it drift in front of their net, but Rugby might have something else to say about it. Puts it off the top crossbar. Shot comes through, but it's just doesn't have enough on it. And just kind of falls flat, leaves you able to steal it away. Silverfoil coming through, trying to open up some opportunities for a counterattack here from North Mesquite. Push in from the outside. Mezek gets it stolen away. Nice dribble. Good touch in the middle. But Ruggy is going to lose possession as well. Opportunity in front of the net. Leaves you can't quite get it down into that corner. It drifts high above the right corner of the goal. Give me Sillyfoil coming in to try to maintain this pressure. But slowly but surely, Summit High School are wrestling this ball away. Tries to now has it in front of the net. What a dribble. What a shot. Summit High School opening things up strong in game 3.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't have to have all the boost in the world. Sometimes you just need to dribble the ball directly into the goal, and there you go. 1-0 to Hilltop Gaming. That is going to absolutely start the pressure again for North Mesquite. They've got to start getting more impactful touches on the ball. The boot and dump into corners is not necessarily working. I like the fact that they came up with a little bit more physicality. I think they need to ratchet it up just a little bit more to get themselves even in the series.
Could not agree more. And I can't help but feel like every time we cut to North Mesquite, they don't have any boost. And this has been going on all 3 games so far. Summit High School seem to be controlling the space on the pitch to where they're the ones that have all the boost. They've got all the speed in their favor. Let's see. Dark trying to push one in, going across. But leaving 2 back just to catch this clear. Oh, but that's a bad touch. Leaves you with an opportunity, sends it wide. Messic's going to come try to recover the ball. But Summit High School able to find the clear, get it downfield, right coming in, grabbing that full boost along the way. Dark keeping it in the blue half. Lichu in a 1v2 wrestles it away, goes up high with the ball, takes a weird bounce off the ceiling, tries and is able to send it back into the corner. Messick coming through, and all three players from North Mesquite were stuck against that far wall for a moment, and ball bounces right into Summit's hands. They're going to clear it back down to the blue half. Good touch from Silly Foil, able to keep that ball out of a dangerous zone. Lichu now just with a big dump right in front of the net. I think trying to buy some time for that team to get back in formation.
Yeah, I mean, I love the switch there coming from Lichu. I saw exactly what they were trying to do. They're trying to widen the field of play. Instead of being cornered into one section, they're just trying to get as much space as they can.
Yeah, and you can, when you see all three of them up against the same wall, that's when you know they're getting in an uncomfortable spot. They're feeling a little claustrophobic, and then you get these big hits and try to open it up like you're talking about.
I mean, that's the name of the game right now, Bullskunk. I mean, gaining space is what they have to do because they're just absolutely getting crushed right now as far as, you know, how our Hilltop Gaming just taking care of the ball. And look at this. The touches that are coming through. Ruggy with another demo on the Silly Foal, but the counterattack is actually true and real. They are starting to get these touches put together. I like the fact that they're trying to touch to themselves and get themselves into good positions to attack, or at least relieve the pressure. And I think that Lichu is right now the person that's going to be able to make the most impact.
1 minute remaining. Lichu can't quite get the pass there that they were looking for. Silly Foil's going to give it back over to him. Messick coming through, just try to maintain possession against the two defenders that are stuck in that corner. Tries in a good position to get that clear, get the shot, get the goal for Ruggy. Holy cow, or for Trizen, excuse me, it was Ruggy with the assist. But look at this shot from Trizen, perfectly placed, laser accurate.
I mean, that's about a 280-foot goal there. It was 116 kilometers per hour. That's about a 75-mile-an-hour goal with some nice bend on it as well. So I was absolutely living for that one. 2-0. Now with just a little over 30 seconds left, now you've got to start throwing the bodies forward. You've got to start trying to get these rotation plays that we've seen come out so well for North Mesquite. They just don't have an answer for the boost problem. They don't have an answer for the physicality that's coming out from Hilltop. They've got to change up their plans.
The Silly Foil just try to take matters into their own hands, sending one in from the skies, but it goes off that top crossbar. Summit able to take possession from there. But good demo is Silly Foil. I think Silly Foil's gotten angry here, Billy. I'm starting to see Silly Foil get more and more aggressive, more and more physicality, more contact coming out from them. In the end, it's not going to be enough to take game 3. Hilltoppers will take a 2-1 lead in the series, but I'm anticipating that aggression to continue to ramp up from the Stallions as we push deeper and deeper into this series. But hey, I mean, they got one game left to turn it around. We're looking at match point for the Hilltoppers right now.
Angieful. I think we're going to change their gamer tag to Angieful.
Okay.
Angieful. And see how they react, because I really did love to see the aggression coming out from them. So, looking at what we're going to see here, I really want Stallions to ratchet up the pressure. I want them to start hoarding these mega boosts as well, because they seem to be starving at points when they're trying to get forward. They're using almost all their boosts to get high in the sky. These lofted balls that are coming out of Hilltop Gaming's defensive third. Dark has been a bright light for them. You know, their traditional third man back that we saw in the first 2 matches now is turning into Dark pushing forward, and we're seeing Ruggy actually playing the back third man and getting some epic saves. I mean, we did see one epic save come out of Dark, that one that they had no business blocking. They just flew across the mouth of goal at just the right moment and denied the best scoring chance for Stallions. So we're looking for now, how do we build into this next one for Stallions? I think you got to get more physical. I think you got to get more aggressive. I think you need to get the third man involved on the midfield line.
Well, and Silly Foil needs to, or Angifoil as we're calling him now, needs to keep up with this aggression. I like that. Get some more bumps in and try to set up Lichu to get a good shot on net. Lichu doesn't really seem to miss, puts a lot of shots on. And I think if they can just wrestle it down slowly, force Hilltop Gaming into an uncomfortable position. It'll open up opportunities for Liachu to eventually put one in. Sillyfoil with a good touch there. Messic's going to find the clear. Dribble it off the top, but here comes Dark across with another sweeping save, robbing North Mesquite of an opening goal.
What a demo there. That might lead to a goal.
Oh, just the nick of time. North Mesquite able to find that one and keep it out of the net. Sillyfoil trying to challenge, tries and misses the first touch. Liachu comes in for the backup. Dark sees the opportunity coming over the top. 50 just launches sideways. Liachu misses that bounce, misreads that ball, and it can be dangerous. Ruggy, fortunately, Sillyfoil comes in, is able to intercept Ruggy before they're able to put a quality look onto the box.
I mean, these last second touches that are coming out from North Mesquite right now are absolutely keeping them in this series. They are looking at match point here. And so getting some confirmation from the producers, from the staff here. That's a shot on goal. That's a huge goal from Sillyfoil. Ankyfoil now has decided that they are going to go ahead and just put this on their own. Messick, what a beautiful centering pass there, setting up Sillyfoil absolutely massively. So whoever wins this first series, they're going to go up like basically in like tennis. So it's going to be the first set to whoever wins this first. You've got to win 2 sets to win the entire series and take the top seed here out of the group.
Yes, indeed. As it turns out, we don't actually make the rules, Billy. So it is the seeding going into playoffs will be determined by who wins the overall of these 3 sets that we're going to see here today. Tries and going in, trying to hit it midfield. Had no boost. Ruggy's able to come in with a lot more, but with a lack of boost, Summit's going to rotate back. They just send 2 people into their own net, get that clear. Trizen's going to chase this ball down into the corner, try to take it past the 2 defenders, but Liachu's having none of it. Just manually walks it across the top of the net into the other corner. Comes in, gets the intercept off the back wall. Sillyfoil with the shot. Oh, it hits the right crossbar. Bounces out wide. Messick not able to find that rebound. Is coming in for a follow-up touch, but seems to be just kind of chasing the ball at this point. Liachu with the intercept. Dark with yet another save.
Yeah, and I mean, the touches are starting to move in favor of North Mesquite right now. I mean, there are some very providential touches that are coming in from Hilltop Gaming. I mean, this could be easily a 3-0 set right now. But, I mean, the touches are real. I mean, Dark had been putting out a fantastic performance in the net. They're really shutting down the third man from Hilltop Gaming. So I think that's a strategy that they're moving forward with very strongly. And now Sillyfoil is just getting absolutely angry. They're starting to come unhinged. I'm living for it. I'm here for it.
Oh, it steals that corner boost away. Oh, and Ruggy takes it all the way back to the other side. Let's see that counter again. Ruggy able to sneak the ball over the top with that lob. Follows up on it over both defenders. Ruggy just beat all 3 members of North Mesquite to tie up Game 4.
And that's why they were an all-star. The ball control that they have exhibited throughout the last weekend and now here today, and where it really matters is absolutely the difference we did too. And Ruggy is just starting to take over this game. They're trying to get a lot more impactful touches going into their offensive third.
Rising over the top. We're approaching the 90-second mark. Here in Game 4, North Mesquite trying to stave off going down in the first set. Here in Game 4, as Summit High School are sitting on match point. I will say it's been a lot more possession here in Game 4 for North Mesquite, and that it's actually resulted in a lot more shots on net. You can see Sillyfoil going off here from the top. What a play. That's one of those pinches that we were talking about earlier. That is an area Sillyfoil is clearly very comfortable. Look at that angle. My goodness.
That's just disgusting, and I am absolutely living for this. Sometimes you just got to set yourself up for success, and that was prime example of doing just that. Now we were at sub 75 seconds here, Bull Skunk, and they've got a 2-1 lead here. They're going to bring themselves level should they be able to close this out.
And Summit High School haven't really been able to put a whole lot together. As I say that, when they do, they make very good use of those opportunities. as the quick response is there. Liachu's just a touch ahead of the ball. What placement from Dark to put us at 2-2.
Yeah, being able to play the ball behind the boosted player there it is really just sound technique coming out from Hilltop Gaming. They go ahead and tie us up right back up. Sub 60 seconds, and now Ruggy's on the ball once again.
I don't feel like they've had a whole lot of shots at Summit High School, but they're converting those shots into goal. You see a Ruggy 1 for 3 right now here in game 4. Dark just a nice little backflip passing over to Ruggy. Ruggy midfield gets it stolen away. It's going to be across all the way the other side. Tries and loses the 50, and the ball is still in a bad spot. Silly Fool comes in, looking to complete the hat trick. No, decides that was not the bounce they were looking for. Going to go ahead and rotate back. And then coming in, back to follow up. It's Silly Foil into the play. Look at, there it is. Liachu finds the rebound. Set up by Silly Foil once again. Look at that touch off the wall, gets it off the backboard, Liachu in a perfect position with the fadeaway, puts it dead center. 3-2 with 10 seconds left to go.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to come down to who controls the kickoff here, and they're going to have to look for some volleyball here to keep the ball up. Trizen is in the hunt. Here comes Trizen in. Going to have a chance on goal. No! Great touch from Sulifol once again. Now, we're just waiting for the ball to touch.
Yeah, Liachu's going to spike it down. North Mesquite tie up the series. We're headed to game 5 in our opening set between these two powerhouses. And, I mean, that time, again, I feel like it was kind of the same gameplay from North Mesquite, but they were able to convert it into opportunities. They were able to convert those opportunities into points on the board. And it's this very stifling style of gameplay where it's methodical control and choking out their opponent. Summit, they're looking for these quick strikes and these quick counter punches. They get it downfield. They do a nice pass to center. Boom. Before you know it, it's like, oh my, the ball's in net. With North Mesquite, it seems a lot more methodical in their approach. And it served them well in game 4, something they were struggling with 2 and 3.
The demos were probably doubled. Yeah, the demos were probably doubled there coming out from the Stallions. So they were absolutely getting more physical with the Hilltoppers. So, Hilltoppers right now, they've got to figure out how are they going to get Dark back into the rotation. Trizen, kind of silent, got a goal there, but other than that, we didn't see their name very often. It was Ruggy and Dark doing the lion's share of the work for Hilltoppers. So, got to get Trizen back into the rotations. Maybe putting them more forward might help in that regard. I'm not sure if they have that ability to do that, but we'll see how they adapt here as we're going to go to the penultimate match here of the first set between the number 1 and number 2 seeds here in our first day of Group 2 action. And I mean, it's all to play for in match 5 here. They're going to go up. Whoever wins this is going to go up 1-0, and you're going to get. It's going to go best of or first to 2 in these sets. So I think this is a creative way that we kind of made the rules on our own. We made the rules.
It was all us.
It was all us.
It was totally all us. No. Fun fact, North Mesquite scored 3 goals in the first game, 3 goals in the fourth game. They managed to win both of those, the 2 dubs they have here to send us to that game 5. But in the interim, they got completely shut out. Game 2, game 3, they weren't able to put up any meaningful shots. They had 10 shots total between game 2 and game 3, 0 goals whatsoever. So it's where I feel Summit High School have been a lot more steady, a lot more consistent. But I agree with what you're saying. Like, if Summit High School have to escape the chokehold and be able to put that aggression down if they want to play their style.
Yep, and we get another change of venue here. And Ruggy, right out the gate, already applying the pressure. Dark is going to be the back man for them at this point right now. Let's see what kind of moves they can get out of this. A little bit of defensive pressure coming in.
You can see North Mesquite had all 3 players on the midfield line, just side by side, not wanting to allow this ball into the blue zone whatsoever. The ball literally bounces off the midfield line. Slifo going in with the touch, going to send it all the way across. Messick looking to put it down. It's just high of the net. Liachu trying to keep it in the zone, but it bounces up. Dark is able to wrangle possession of it, but it falls right in front of Sillyfoil. Sillyfoil is looking at an open goal, has a man centered. Here comes the defense, able to pinch in, not allow the pass, not allow the shot. Great defensive presence and awareness coming out from Summit High School. Ball taking a dangerous bounce there, but the rotations defensively had already come through from North Mesquite.
Yep, and this is exactly what they needed to see. In Dark with a little bit of a wonky touch there, sends it right into the path of Messick, and Messick now with the counterattack. It is definitely on. Oh, Ruggy.
That's Sillyfoil in the perfect spot. Ball just easily dealt with. Then chasing it all the way down. The pass down to Liachu off the wall. Once again, Sillyfoil with the setup. Liachu with the follow through. And North Mesquite, when they score, they win. That's been the precedent they've set so far. And this is an early goal from them here in Game 5.
Yep, we need to see a little bit more out of Hilltop Gaming. Their touches have to be a little bit more precise because you cannot give up midfield balls to the Stallions like this because they will absolutely capitalize on it 9 times out of 10.
Oh, Liachu was a split second away from putting that one home. Defense narrowly getting there in time. We're going to the pass down. See if Summit High School can strike back. Takes control away. Look at him. He's got all 3 defenders on one side. Shot goes wide. Dark trying to chase it down into the corner. Does get the corner boost. Steals that away from the defense. Another shot in. Messick comes rolling across. Able to deny the tying goal here from Summit High School. And it'll be Sillyfoil eventually getting the clear. Reggie coming down and chase that ball. Not allow North Mesquite to set up. Not allow them to get possession. Puts it right back in the opposite corner. Bounce off the wall. Tries it and is denied. Met by 2 players who went up for that 50 from North Mesquite. Liachu is going to be the first to touch that one in. Try to get the clear, but it's sent back down. Summit High School doing a good job with possession at the moment. Tries it. He's going to come in, win the 50. Off the top. Ball bounces way high and therefore way back deep into their own territory. Ruggy sitting at the midfield, waiting to push it back down. Eventually, a clear comes through from North Mesquite, but they can't chase it down. It's sent right back the other way. At Summit High School, they're really ramping it up here as we get into the second half of Game 5.
Yep, and I mean, they're looking at going down a set here in our best of 3 series. What a fucking shot! That was a shot!
The follow-up.
Finishes out.
It was so dangerous. You just saw Dark in front of the net, gets one touch, but just lays it right up. Doesn't have the boost to chase it back down. Sillyfoil comes in, sees a golden opportunity to take a 2-0 lead, and indeed hits the mark.
That was a funky touch coming out from Liachu. I mean, it got denied from the upper 90 shot, but Sillyfoil once again, Johnny on the spot, taking care of that shot. And now the counterattack is truly on for Ruggy.
Oh, wow. Came in with a vengeance on that one. North Mesquite needed all the boost they had to send 2 players in front of that net. You can see them sweating that one a little bit. Ruggy's going to put one off the top. A dangerous bounce. Difficult to read. Messick able to get in front of that ball. And now he's going to chase it down. Gets it stolen away by Dark. Dark's going to push it to the other side. Here comes, tries it over the top. Excuse me, no, that was Ruggy over the top. Messick stealing the ball away. But North Mesquite playing very defensively now as they have a 2-0 lead with 75 seconds remaining. Liachu might think about putting some pressure on, but especially with Sillyfoil getting demos, going to have to rotate back. Cresses with the rotation be in time. Sillyfoil's there, gets one ball. No, bounces in. The backspin on that ball. Holy cow. Despite the touch from Sillyfoil, it still rolls with a favor towards that Summit High School bounce. Oh my goodness.
That was a beautiful play there from Ruggy, and just got enough twerk on the ball to wiggle its way into the back of the goal. Now, 60 seconds, you're only down 1 goal. You can absolutely tie this up with a judicious pass, maybe a little bit of an air dribble, anything to do to stop the pressure coming in from North Mesquite.
North Mesquite felt like they were kind of relinquished control of a lot of the pitch and allowed Summit High School a lot of room to work since about the 2-minute mark. And now they've been able to get the goose egg off the board. Plenty of time, well, a good enough time, decent amount of time for them to tie up this Game 5. Send us into overtime. Tries it with a shot there. That one was wide, sent into the corner. Messick chasing the ball up towards the ceiling. Nature and Messick running into each other literally in this corner. Not a good look. Fortunately for them, the ball does fly over the net, and they're able to find the clear. Messick's going to send one deep and just try to keep this in the orange half for the dwindling seconds of Game 5 of the series. And the Stallions will inch it out with a 2-1 victory to take our opening set overall with a 3-2 scoreline. But holy cow, was this close as it gets. An absolute back and forth between our number 1 and number 2 seeds, taking our opening set to that tiebreaker Game 5. It wouldn't surprise me if this goes down to the final series, the final game of this entire set of 3 series.
Yeah, I mean, it was 11 shots to 9 there in favor of the Hilltoppers. So they absolutely came out and had their eye on goal. There were some absolutely epic saves that came out from Stallion. Silly Full actually having 9 saves in that match. So, you know, we're going to go to set number 2 and we'll see what Hilltoppers can do to swing the momentum back into their favor, because they, you know, went on a 2-game tear and then they lost the final 2 games to lose 3-2 in the first set. So all to play for here. Let's see if Trizen got back into the attack. We called their name quite a few times. They had a couple of shots on goal that was looking like C9 goals. One of them got completely robbed on. So nice to see Trizen getting themselves back into these rotations in the offensive third. Stallions, though, man, I mean, once the pressure starts getting ratcheted up, that's when we really want to see how they get these rotations going on, because it was absolutely clinical at points.
Well, that is first set in the books, but this is going to be 3 sets to determine seeding between these number 1 and number 2 seeds coming in. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have North Muskegon Summit going at it once again for the second series. Y'all stick around for more EGF High School National Championships.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to more 2021 EGF High School National Championship in collaboration with Walt Disney World Resort and ESPN. I am Septilence, joined by the wonderful Chef Billy again. You've been seeing that handsome face all day long, but now you get this one as well. We're going to be jumping right back into what I have learned is quite the confusing scenario, but I'm very excited to see how this goes.
The fiesta of all fiestas right now. So to remind everybody, so we are doing a best of 3, best of 5. So the games themselves are going to be best of 5, and then you got to win 2 sets. So we're basically bringing tennis into Rocket League. So card tennis, soccer, hybrid, meow. We're going to go with that. And so we've got North Mesquite Stallions up 1-0. Both teams absolutely gracious and agreeing to do this to help us fill
Very
out our
much
schedule
so.
today. So I want to thank both Trizen and Messick, the captains for both these teams. And it was back and forth. We went to a game 5 in our first set, and I don't see anything changing here in the second set. What we really saw, Sept, is that North Mesquite, once they started getting more physical with the Hilltoppers, that's when their fortunes changed, because Hilltoppers ratcheted up the pressure in games 2 and 3. And then we saw the shift. Stallions started getting more demos. They started getting more aerial bumps. They started really contesting on their offensive backboard and not allowing those quick clears to come out and allow the Hilltoppers to move out of their defensive third. So that's what has been the big momentum change here for the Stallions. So we'll see what they do right now. We've seen a lot of beautiful play from Sillyfoal. Sillyfoal right now is on par to be my match MVP, because they have had just the quintessential touches, the beautiful passes out of the midfield, the ability to go in 2v1 and get a carom goal off the bottom of their car with just like the most acute angle. It was one of the singular most beautiful goals I've seen, and they did it all by themselves.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible. You know, when games really come down to one player doing just a little bit better, those are kind of the best games to look at. And like you said, we saw kind of an immediate, not lead being taken, but when we saw the Stallions get slightly more aggressive, they started to take that lead and kind of run with it. And I feel kind of like a broken record. I feel I say that often, is it when it comes down to those close games, it's really those teams, those players that aren't afraid to get physical, that aren't afraid to get into that close quarters matchup, that usually find themselves on top of the series. And so far for the Stallions, that's exactly what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, Ruggy was one of our all-stars from this past weekend event, and they have had a really good game. They've kind of shut Trizen out of the play. Trizen is trying to force themselves back into the conversation. There's an early shot on goal from Messick, but Dark has been doing this all day, just getting these clearing goal saves and setting up the team off the boot from it. So, I mean, you know, Dark has been putting in a yeoman's performance today, and I really need to see more out of Trizen.
Yeah, Dark. I mean, like you said, Trizen needs to be maybe just stepping it up a wee bit, as we know that these players have that potential, but maybe today hasn't been the best for them so far. And Liachu almost finds something, but Ruggy just barely lines it up, and another goal, just barely not going to be able to make it in there. Silly is going to miss it just. I mean, I feel less than a second earlier that goal would have gone in, but now 2 attempted goals, none of them yet to touch Trizen, with a second block already of the game. We've seen a lot of opportunities here for the Stallions, but none of them have come to fruition yet.
Yeah, and I mean, they're relegating Trizen to the goalkeeper. I mean, that's what they've done, and really just forced him to be in the back. That's a screaming shot from Liachu. Hello.
Yeah, so the goalkeeper really can't be saving that one there in those final moments. Liachu from about the midfield, I mean, that barely goes in, an inch to the left, and that would have bounced off the side of the goal, but instead it is going to go in, so the Stallions, just over a minute, put themselves up 1-0.
Yeah, and I mean, that was just a beautiful shot. I mean, sometimes you just have to send the ball goalward and hope for the best, and that's exactly what Liachu did. They go up 1-0 here, and now the pressure coming out once again.
Yeah, that pressure needs to come out right now, especially from the Hilltop Gaming. If they allow the Stallions to become that offensive team, if they're forced out of their back foot, then they're really going to struggle to find their own goals. You can't win this only playing defense. We really need to see Hilltop Gaming get aggressive. We need to see these demos. We need to see them really have strong possession of the ball. And speaking of the demo, here comes a demo from Trizen, but they're not going to be able to capitalize that because Stallions still have ball possession.
Yeah, I mean, ball control right now. I think that Ruggy and company have got to slow this game down. It's getting to be a little bit of a frenetic pace coming out from both these teams. It's getting frantic. And I think that if they slow down a little bit, get a little bit more possession on the ball, maybe, you know, send the ball, switch, and pull the members of Stallions away, they might be able to do it. That's a great opening demo.
Yeah, that was you can pull them very far away when you remove them from the field for a couple of seconds. So that was that very brief 3v2. I think it's about 2.5 seconds that now Hilltop Gaming again with the demolition. It's almost like they can hear what we're telling them to do here. These demos have been crucial. I think they've really been the reason we've seen the Stallions have a rather low-scoring game so far. We're coming up on halftime. They've only been able to find the one, and like I mentioned already, that one felt very lucky. So this really could be Hilltop Gaming's game to take.
What a touch from Ruggy, setting up a goal-scoring opportunity, but now the counterattack is coming from Liachu. Liachu has been using the backboard to the most exquisite extreme senses. That's a very dangerous ball. Nicely dealt with Messick. Woo! Messick is trying to get on top of it here.
I keep shivering, like clenching all of the muscles in my body. I'm so nervous these goals are going to consistently go in, but the Stallions they just haven't really been able to find these. Hilltop Gaming, they have the proper touches when they need them, and I think Hilltop's defense is looking very strong, but like I said, about a minute ago, their offense needs to look stronger. They can't win with 0 points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Ruggy trying to just go direct with that. I think that if you set a Karam off the backboard there and allow either Trizen or Dark to come in from behind him, Ruggy going to have a chance on goal.
Messick is going to be able to get in the way. All three players from the Stallions just kind of dived into the way of the ball, and it worked out exactly as they needed it to. Coming down to 90 seconds left on the clock, and Hilltop Gaming still rather short on the goal here. They're not really able to find anything. They've kept this one pretty intense so far. Dark just a little bit too tall with it. Gonna bounce off the crossbar, and now, I mean, Hilltop, they've got a minute and a half to score again, which, might not feel like long, but in terms of Rocket League, that's ages.
I mean, the touches are coming through true from them. That's a nice parry from Trizen. Oh, Dark was not able to get on top of the ball in time to be able to get a shot on net. So now the pinch coming through, they're going to try and dunk it on top, and they sniffed it out. Ruggy at the right place, right time.
Yeah, 60 seconds left on the clock, and I feel we're getting to that point where if the Stallions can put a second goal away, it won't be the nail in the coffin, so to speak, but it will certainly make things a lot harder for Hilltop Gaming. But if Hilltop can tie things up, I think we would certainly be going into overtime. Ruggy finds a goal. Silly Full goes for one of his own, but it's going to bounce just barely off the side of the goal, so it's going to keep them at that consistent 1-0. And no, off the side again, but here comes Trice. Not going to be able to get it in. Liachu with a phenomenal defense off the back of it, and Dark gets that ball possession, gets to set up his team once again. Can they find the goal? Finally, no. Messick with a phenomenal shot, but Trizen comes in at the end of it and ties things back up 1-1. 32 seconds left on the clock.
Oh my word. The saves that stopped the goal, they were not going to be denied. They got the rotations completely in sync there, my dear friend Sept, and they get joy there. 32 seconds. It's all to play for now.
Yeah, they just, I mean, no pun intended, pedal to the metal on that one from Hilltop Gaming. They said, we are getting this goal and we will try as many times as it takes. They found that opportunity, they ran with it, and now they can, like I said, at least force us into that overtime. 19 seconds left on the clock, and Hilltop Gaming looking to do the impossible here. Well, I mean, what seemed impossible for them for a while. It looks like they are going to be forced into the defense in these final seconds of the match, and at this point, you might want to just play that complicated keep away and go for that full reset at 0.
Or you can try and get a flip reset here in the midfield and try to keep the ball on the top of your hood. We're going to go
not quite. Yeah, we're going to be kicking into that overtime, and I'm curious to see if Hilltop can find that same level of aggression they did when they found that initial goal. They've already got ball possession. It's going to be heading toward the goal of the Stallions, but a little bit of defense sends it right back toward the goal of Hilltop Gaming, and I think this really is a scary matchup for both of the teams right now because they've both been so explosive with their goals.
This is the number 1 and number 2 seed, Sep. So, I mean, I'm not expecting anything less of these two teams. We saw one overtime period in the first set. Actually, the first game of that first set went to a almost 5-minute overtime. It was a 3-2 score. And, I mean, neither team was willing to relinquish control. And it ended up being one of those Liachu shots out from nowhere that just found the back of the net. And that was all she wrote.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're going to be coming up onto about a minute into this overtime. Nobody, I feel, has really even come close to finding a goal yet. It's been that constant battle of just which team can really find more than 3 seconds of ball possession. It's been wildly back and forth in these teams passing the ball, but that's going to be a great setup here for Hilltop Gaming. I have absolutely no idea how that did not go in, but Silly Foal apparently had something to do with it. The defensive block going to come through. Hilltop still stuck in that 1-1, just over a minute on the clock now. And that timer will tick up until somebody finds a goal here, so we are not looking at any version of a tie.
Nope, and here's going to be a shot on goal from Trizen. Yeah, the Karam off the backboard there. I think that they really get a lot of value out of these Karam plays when they pinch the ball off the backboard. They really need to be looking for this. It might be a seeing eye goal.
Oh, Messick just takes full advantage of that open goal, and the Stallions come through strong off the back of it. I mean, nobody could keep up. Ruggie runs on a boost right before being able to get in front of the ball, and the Stallions take full advantage of that opportunity. That's a heartbreaker if you're rooting for Hilltop Gaming, but if you're rooting for the Stallions, that was an easy peasy goal.
That was, I mean, it was about half the time of the first overtime that we saw in game number 1 of set number 1. And here we go, set number 2, game number 1, same result, same kind of slow roller ball as well that ended up going into the back of the net and giving them the 1-0 lead here in set number 2. So if you're Stallions, this is exactly the start that you wanted. You want to get out of here with a 2-0 win and take the top seed here coming out of Group B.
Yeah, they, like you said, they want to be putting themselves in that top seed position. They want to take that top seed and run with it. This is number 1 and number 2, right? So these are the two, technically speaking, the 2 best teams that we have to offer right now. And the Stallions, by the skin of their teeth, just barely clutched that game victory. And you talked about how close this has the potential of being, and I think Hilltop, they are desperate to show us how close they can really keep this.
Well, we saw Sillyful get very angry in game number 3. We renamed that player Angieful. So Angieful has been getting a lot of value in these mid-field balls. You know, the defensive tracking back as well. I think Sillyful, a lot of the play has been coming through them. Liachu is kind of like the silent assassin of this team. You will see just a touch here and there, but those touches are so massive.
Yeah, no, I think that exact same thing. I was kind of thinking the Liachu's rocking this game in stealth mode. I mean, they have been just in the right place at the right time. They are undercover. It's crazy because I'm like watching, I'm like, oh, Hilltop's got this. Boom, all of a sudden, Liachu's just there to make sure they don't. And it really has been kind of Liachu with, like you said, those crucial, those pivotal touches to just barely keep the Stallions on top of this.
Yeah, I mean, Liachu does it again, stopping an attack on their goal, and now Ruggie holding the ball forward. That's going to be a shot on goal. What a save from Messick!
Oh my goodness. Honestly, the defense from the Stallions so far has been, I mean, it's been very, very impressive. Their offense is good, right? But it feels like it's contested by Hilltop, where the defense of the Stallions feels notably stronger than what we've seen from Hilltop so far. They have blocked so many shots that seemed almost impossible, but then they make it look seamless. They make it look so easy here with these defenses now, and it looks like they're not worried about playing defense for the time being, as they are going to be sending that ball back toward the goal of Hilltop Gaming. But Ruggie gets a pretty odd interruption. That's probably the first time in a while I've seen the ball just go untouched for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I mean, and ends up going out to Trizen getting a shot on goal. But here comes the physicality once again coming out from the team. But Dark with a nice air dribble, tried to dunk it on goal, gets blocked out once again by one of the members of the Stallions, and now it's a breakout for them.
Absolutely, and honestly, I gotta say, I love the teams that aren't afraid of getting up close and personal, that aren't afraid of getting physical, going for those demolitions. I feel those are the teams that are truly successful. I mentioned that at the start of the broadcast as well. I think that's what separates a good from a great team, and I think Stallions, they are just barely on the brink of being that great team. They are utilizing these demos so impressive.
Oh, that ball that just kind of got left center mid there. Sillyful, I told you, was angry. Angieful is on full display here, and you know, the demos are starting to come through fast and furious for them, putting themselves in power play positions. Look at Sillyful, just going to carry this ball nice and gently into the demolition zone, but Dark gets some revenge on Angieful, and now you're looking at a 2v2.
Yeah, the 2v2 comes through, but it won't be for long as Messick does find a goal off the back of it there, once again putting the Stallions in the lead. Took a little bit longer, took almost 2 minutes this time. We're in Series 2, Game 1. We saw they scored in about that first minute. Now it's taken them an entire extra minute. So now we have to see, can Hilltop match that goal with one of their own?
I have zero doubts that they will. They just got to get more physical. Now it's time for them to ratchet up the heat once again. And I'm really looking forward to seeing them come out with a vengeance here, because they've got to keep themselves in the series.
Yeah, like you said, they certainly need to keep themselves alive. They want to keep themselves here in the series, and I feel that's not going to help, actually. That's going to do the exact opposite for them. Sillyful, Angieful comes through and puts another point online for the Stallions. It's almost good for Hilltop that they're getting these out of the way so early, because 2.5 minutes is more than enough time to put 2 points online.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just physicality coming out from the Stallions right now. I think that's the big difference between these two teams. And look at this, Dark just going to go for a little slow roller and maybe try to set something up in front of goal, maybe with a little bit of a rebound opportunity.
They want to find that rebound opportunity. They want to kind of take those opportunities, those small shots, and run with them. We see Trizen here going to get caught out in the corner just a little bit, but Messick is going to be the one to roll off the back of it. A great disruption there from Hilltop Gaming. They knew their goal was wide open. That was kind of their last shot. Speaking of wide open goals, that certainly was one with the ball. Couldn't quite find its way in, not once, but twice. Talk about unfortunate for Hilltop Gaming here. There have been so many times the ball is inches away from going in, but every time it seems to find its way back out.
Well, the fourth man right now for Stallions is the woodwork of the goal, denying them twice. And I mean, it's just not fair. Ruggy's got to be upset. Trizen's got to be upset as well. I mean, they had two beautiful shots on the net and just didn't find any joy out of it. So now Trizen going to try and get a little bit of a pitch play here.
Yeah, Trizen going to try again, but unfortunately it's not going to be coming through yet. A minute 42 on the clock. Hilltop needs to score not once but twice just to keep the dream alive and force us into another overtime. Messick with a great disruption, but just barely able to get the ball into the air before Dark can come through and slam it into the goal. Liachu now lining things up for Stallions. Not going to be able to find a goal either, so Ruggy does get that defensive block, and Hilltop Gaming, their defense here has felt incredibly strong here on Series 2, Game 2, but their offense is really where I feel they're starting to fall short in this later run of the game.
Oh, and I see what you're trying to do there, Ruggy. You're trying to set him up in the air with the air dribble, but you didn't let go soon enough, and Trizen didn't have any kind of an angle on the ball.
Okay, it's a little bit farther right. Messick missed that and had somebody from Hilltop just bend underneath. That could have been a very available goal for them. 60 seconds left on the clock, and Hilltop being forced out of that back foot. They're playing the defense. Trizen coming in with a very aggressive demolition. It looks like Messick is going to miss the block, but Silly Full certainly will not. Silly Full blocks the silly goal here with 47 seconds left on the clock. The Stallions, all they need to do is just play a little bit of keep away, and they can secure Series 2, Game 2 as well.
Man, but I mean, you know that these goals in Rocket League can come fast and furious. And
Absolutely.
if they start to find just that extra little pixels worth of cut and find themselves in the game, they could get a tying goal here. I mean, they need to get the first one on the board to try and get themselves up to an equalizer. But right now, a little bit of defensive shelling going on from the Stallions. Silly Full, right place, right time again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible how Stallions, it feels they're almost playing consistently one step ahead of what is being brought out by the Hilltop Gaming. They always happen to be in the exact spot they need to find those goals and to block those shots and to play this exact almost hybrid offense, defense. For a lot of teams, one of those often feels stronger than the other, but for the Stallions here, offense feels just as strong as their defense, which is a terrifying thing to consider.
It really is. I mean, this is number 1 versus number 2. North Mesquite, number 1 seed in the country here for our national championships. So, Hilltop Gamers, I mean, they are also, up there. They're the number 2 seed. The RNG that put these two together. We need to check we need to get a mod check on that one because they should not be in the same lobby. But we're getting treated some beautiful Rocket League, and
certainly,
it was only a 2-goal lead. We have not seen more than 3 goals scored by a winning squad here in our series today. So Series 2, Game 2 goes to the Stallions once again, and now they're sitting on match point. If they win this next game, they are going to take the number 1 seed coming out of Group B. Obviously, Hilltoppers will come out with the number 2 seed, and I think they're going to be one of the scarier number 2 seeds when they go into this next upcoming championship weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to look at this and consider that, they're losing just barely to the number 1 seed. They are the number 2 seed. There may not be a team better than the Hilltoppers, except for the Stallions. So they may have secured themselves a very comfortable 2nd seed placement, which is not, certainly not the best. You're not that number 1 seed, but 2nd place, I mean, that is nothing to shy away from. The 2nd seed could be just as scary as the 1st.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to feel very sorry for whoever has to face them going into championship weekend. So, oh boy, I mean, we got to look at this there, bringing out the bugs. I love it. I love it.
I'm a simple man. I see something silly and I can't help but enjoy it. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the battle bus as a car option, but not a lot of people like to bring that one to the table. I get a kick out of it every time I see it, but we got the bugs out here from the Stallions instead. This is certainly interesting.
But I mean, the game is going to play the same. I mean, there's no problem bringing out the Scarabs here. So I mean, I'm digging it. I'm living for it. I'm loving it. And we'll see how they can do. I mean, if they decide that they lose this match because they brought out the Scarabs, I think we'll see the Octanes come back out again.
I would like to. I think I would like to. I love the change up here. Like you said, this is something that is not something we really expect to see often, so to speak, as these Scarabs, the Bugs, making an appearance. But the Stallions, they're just having fun with it. They are one game away, like you said, from securing that #1 seed, and they want to show, we are not afraid of Hilltop Gaming.
I mean, this is the ultimate BM, though. This
Yeah,
is the
that's
ultimate
also
BM.
true. That's also
Yeah.
true.
And if they win this out with the Bugs,
Oh!
then we're gonna have questions. But I mean, there's a goal from Dark. Nice pass from Ruggy, just catching him in the line there. I don't think that was an intentional pass. I think that was just a very fortunate RNG deflection there, and Ruggy and Dark does get the finisher on that one. So maybe a little bit of moxie coming out there. Maybe.
Perhaps a little bit. Perhaps Hilltop Gaming has had a fire lit underneath them after having the Scarab brought out against them, and I'm curious to see, or even just to take this one game could be big enough for morale to come through and win the next one as well. We could see the potential of a reverse sweep, of course, if they're able to continue this lead for the next 3.5 minutes, which is obviously much easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, shots are coming in from Liachu and Messick.
Oh,
I mean, my good lord, the save from Trizen. I don't know how you got your frame on that one.
Yeah, I was just about to say that exact same thing, but okay, speaking of Trizen, going to be able to find a goal, a relatively open one, off the back of a phenomenal defensive shot, just sends it straight from downtown, smack into the goal, and Hilltop Gaming putting themselves up 2-0. We talked about we haven't seen a game with more than a 3-point lead, more than a 3-point win. I'm curious if this will be the first.
I mean, I think that the Stallions may have brought out a little bit more moxie than what they really need. But that's a crazy goal!
Speaking of moxie, here comes Silly Full just lining things up right away. Dark and Trizen just trying to get themselves set up. A great shot off the roof. Silly Full exactly where he needs to be. Trizen a little bit too low. The block comes through. It's only been 2 minutes. We've got 3 goals. I think this is the most points we've seen in a game between these two, at least since I got here.
It is. This is the most goals scored before that 2-minute expired gone. So, the teams are starting to fight hard. Trizen with a nice cut there.
Trizen is trying indeed. I mean, they are just putting everything they have, all the cards on the table, and they have secured another point for Hilltop Gaming. We're not even at halftime yet, already 4 points deep into the series here. This could be quite the matchup here if Hilltop can keep up this momentum.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that I think they will learn their lesson, Hilltop Gaming, the Stallions, and go back to normal cars after this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're just getting outplayed. They're getting outboosted. They're getting touched with these touches because the smallness of the car is the biggest thing that they're having to do right now. I mean, if they're not picture-perfect positioning, they will absolutely get outplayed here.
Yeah, certainly so. And now, you've only got 2 Scarabs right now instead of 3 as one of the players. I believe Silly Full was demoed. He is going to be able to get back and just barely, not find the goal lined up. We're just underneath halftime. Hilltop Gaming, they could be playing the most complicated game of keep away we've ever seen, but I've spoken to enough Rocket League players to know they are going to continue to try to score until that timer hits 0. They will not force themselves into a defense unless they absolutely have to.
No, and I mean, they're still throwing the ball in front of goal and still getting shots on goal. So, I mean, this is definitely not over by any means, but they're going to have to ratchet up the pressure down here in the offensive third to keep the ball goal bound.
Absolutely. And speaking of goal bound, you've got to be kidding me. From one side of the goal to the other, but just barely not deep enough to get that point secured. And now, I mean, that could have been a separating goal, right? That could have put Stallions down only by 1. Silly Full still trying to make that happen. A great disruption here from Hilltop and a better follow-up. Trizen with a phenomenal defensive block, but Hilltop has to get this ball away from their goal because they can only play this defense for so long.
Indeed, there's a great setup. Okay. That was one of the most singular best pre-jumps that I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
That was massive.
Absolutely. Trizen is just like this game. He has kicked himself into 10th gear, and he is putting absolutely everything he has down on the table. Trizen is just relentless, just ruthless so far here in Game 3.
I think he finally got enough espresso or Red Bull or Game Fuel. I don't know what they got, but it's finally kicked in, and they are starting to put a singular dominant performance out here on the pitch.
Yeah, certainly so. Not only has Trizen, I believe, blocked minimum 2 shots on goal, but they found 2 of their own. So, I mean, this has just been a very impressive showing for them here in Series 2, Game 3. This is also, this is not their tournament life, so to speak, but this is kind of their last attempt here against the Stallions. If they lose this game, if they lose here in the next 30 seconds, there's nothing more. That's all she wrote. But if Hilltop can secure this, we have to push on. They have to go further.
Yeah, and I mean, this could be the impetus that really lights a fire under their rear ends and gets them into gear. Trizon may be taking this personally. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see what they can do moving forward.
Like you said, whatever caffeinated beverage Trizon has chosen has certainly seemed to kick in, because they are just playing all over the place. They're doing a phenomenal job, and even if that goal did come through, which Dark is going to make sure it doesn't, the Stallions, unfortunately for them, cannot win this game, so the Hilltoppers will put one under their belts, and that does force us into at least a game 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what the the Scarabs. Okay, we've had our fun. This is the day of fiesta here on stream number 2. So, I don't necessarily hate it. But now it's time to close it out. Let's see if they come back out on the Scarabs or if they come back out with their regular cards. We shall see what we shall see, but Trizon definitely came to life there. And that's a great sign for Hilltoppers. If they're going to be able to come to life like that, maybe moving forward, they might be able to take game 4 and take us to another game 5.
I would absolutely love to see it. I'll tell you what, I would love to see the Hilltoppers come out strong. And I said this already, this is a massive morale boost for them. Their mental, full reset. They know we take at least a game. We've done it once. Let's do it again. Let's force that game 5. I really think it's going to come down. Do we see those Scarabs again? I think that really did hurt the Stallions, very badly. I think that was a little bit too much BM. I think that's part of the reason their defense was so weak in that third game.
Yeah, they just didn't have the weight of the car to be able to deal with what was being brought to them by the Hilltoppers. So let's see if the BM ends up turning negative for them, because they've already lost the game here in the set or in the series. Right. So we'll see now, do they come out with regular cars or they do the Scarabs again? Nope, they come out in regular cars.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. The regular cars, the same old coming out from the Stallions once again. But I feel, Hilltop Gaming, like I said, full mental reset, the morale coming out stronger than ever. They're going to be bringing their absolute 145%. An immediate demo onto Dark. Leachu goes for the goal, but Trizon just a phenomenal defense right into game 4. He's keeping that same momentum that we have seen since the start of game 3. And Silly Foal going to set it up right in front of the goal here. It looks like, just barely going to get blocked by Ruggy. I was terrified for a moment that Hilltop was already going to go down 1-0.
What a fantastic second touch from Ruggy as well to deny the oncoming defense. And there's a shot on goal from Trizon once again. So Trizon is absolutely activated and they are ready to go.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Trizon and Silly Foal are the two names really standing out to me so far in this series. They have both just been not carrying their teams, so to speak, but they have certainly been these star players on their respective teams. Now, a minute off the clock. This is another low-scoring game. I'm not sure we've had a game where somebody didn't score in the first minute so far, and I'm curious to see, how long is it going to be until one of these teams finds a goal? Everybody is playing at their absolute best.
Yeah, Series 1, Game 3, we actually didn't have a goal until 2:30 or 2:45. So we're getting close to that right now. Ruggy getting a nice demolition there. Here comes the shot on goal. Dark was ready to pounce. Dark has traditionally been the third man for this Hilltop Gaming squad. But they were forced into action earlier because Trizon was just not activated. But I think that has changed now. And there's a shot on goal.
Oh, Silly Foal denies the goal there. I had confidence in that one, but I had not seen Silly Foal. Like I said, they just kind of show up. They're like playing in stealth mode, right place, right time, every time. And now that was another, I think, the second, possibly third shot on goal for Hilltop Gaming that has been denied.
Oh, man, Dark is starting to ratchet up the pressure as the third man right now and throwing shots towards the backboard, trying to see if they can get some kind of a rebound chance, and their members are starting to swarm. I'm starting to like what I'm really seeing here out of Hilltop Gaming.
I can't agree more. I think Dark is really kind of, no pun intended, playing that third hero, that dark horse, kind of really trying to step it up a little bit. But Leachu so consistent all game long, doing a phenomenal job coming through here. Looks like they're going to be able to find a goal of their own just over halftime here. So we've got 20 seconds to halftime, and the Stallions put themselves up 1-0.
Yeah, and I mean, Leachu, since you've come in, you've noticed the same thing I have. Leachu is the silent assassin, is the trash collector. They take those garbage balls in front and put them away with a clinical precision.
Absolutely. It has been It has been
Uh-oh.
almost secretive how well Liachu has been playing, and now they're going to have the goal not quite wide open, but darn tootin' close. Dark is going to be able to find the shot. Ruggy picks up a demo onto Messick. That's going to be an open goal, but the boost can and will get in the way. They unfortunately aren't going to be able to find a goal off the back of that. I mean, Silly Goal has just been doing such a phenomenal job so far. I've been very impressed with the defensive play coming out from the side of the Stallions, and Hilltop, I feel they're just falling short of these goals. They're always so close to picking them up.
Both sides are just getting denied by the framework right now, and Ruggy just did one of those blitzkrieg flash across the front of goal to save the net there and just keep this at a 1-goal margin.
And the 1-goal margin could be, you know, the nail in the coffin here for Hilltop Gaming, as well as it could be the very reason they can tie things up, possibly even take a lead. We see a demo coming through, and Ruggy not quite able to find it. Dark picking up a second demo, so very briefly, a 3v1. Messick is in the exact place he needs to be to deny that goal coming through, and now all three players from the Stallions coming in stronger than ever. A great disruption once again mid-air, and Hilltop just about 90 seconds left on the clock. They've been so close so many times, they just need to put 1 goal away to keep themselves alive.
Okay, and I mean this rotation, the ball handling in the corner there is absolutely exquisite coming out of Hilltoppers. So, I mean, they're going to generate some kind of a chance here. Oh, what an important touch coming out from Messick once again.
Messick has just every time we think Hilltop has an opportunity to score, Messick is the one in the air to take that shot away and tries and just it feels almost like it's turned into Trizen versus Messick, because every time one team has a goal, the other team's player comes through. Ruggy finds a demo, but a secondary defense comes through. The goal is wide open, and there it is! Trizen puts one away with just under a minute left on the clock, tying things up 1-1. Hilltop Gaming, this is their pivotal moment. This is their now or never in these next 60 seconds.
Ruggy got absolutely screwed out of a goal there. Messick with the just godly touch, but the carom comes back right into Trizen's path, and now we are tied up. Less than 60 seconds. This is Hilltop Gaming's life here in the tournament, or in the group stages, and we need to see if they can pull it forward to a Game 5.
I so badly want to see one. I feel Hilltop Gaming has brought every single card they had and laid them down on the table. They are desperate to find a victory lead here. And the goal once again wide open, but the follow-up just does not come through. There was no boost available to move the ball quick enough, and all three players of Stallions get to restabilize and reform a goal here, or a defense here rather, to prevent a goal. And I'm very curious to see, is this Hilltop Gaming's goal to take? We see all three defenders on the right side of the goal, which means the left has to be wide open, but this Hilltop Gaming, they seem to be sticking to the right side. They want to take this fight head on.
Going up aerial, and going for the pitching, just gets denied at the last possible second. Once again, Messick just getting skyward. Oh! I think we're going to overtime, my friend.
I was going to say there's a small possibility that we don't, but it looks like we are going into overtime here in just a second. As soon as that ball touches the ground, just like that, the full team reset comes through. That timer will continue to tick upward until one of these teams puts it away. That's my favorite thing about Rocket League. You cannot draw. Somebody's got to win one way or another.
And I'm telling you what, the run of play right now is in full form for Hilltoppers. They really want to take this to a Game 5 and see if they can tie up our series here. But 1 goal can send them to the number 2 seeds as we go into our championship weekend.
Like you said, it is quite literally 1 goal separating Hilltop Gaming and a 2nd seed placement. If they can find that goal, they survive all the way to a Game 5, and they could possibly... it could be the very start of a reverse sweep as we know it, but we have to see what they're going to be coming through with, how they're going to succeed here, and it's going to be a moment of infinity here on what they want to do if they're able to get this goal, or if they will fall to the Stallions right here.
Oh, what a touch there from Sillyful.
Oh.
And the demolition coming through as well.
Yeah, the demolition from Messick there. Trizen is going to be able to not quite find the ball lined up. Liachu gets in the way, interrupts that goal once again. A little bit of overzealousness there. 2 attackers going for the goal from Hilltop Gaming, so they're going to be a little bit out of space. Great disruption once again from Liachu, but passing it right into Trizen, who has a very brief moment to get it away from the goal. And oh, Dark just barely able to hide that, but now we see Hilltop Gaming forced onto the back leg, and Stallions desperately trying to find the ball in goal, but now heading back toward that half-field point. The Stallions now going to be forced onto a defense of their own. Was that it? Oh!
Pins and needles right now, Sept. Pins and needles, ladies and gentlemen. This is all to play for. Golden goal in effect right now. Trizen trying to put the team on their back. Dark is trying to throw every ball they can towards the backboard and see if they can get a lucky rebound.
Yeah, this is, like you said, this is the golden goal at its finest here. Every single one of these players, all 6 of them, bringing their absolute A game, desperate to give their team a victory and put it away here. But Hilltop Gaming going to be forced into that defense once again, leaving it in the midfield area. There's a very brief open goal, but nobody's there for the follow-up quite yet. Ruggy just going to miss a crucial shot on goal there, and now the defense is going to turn into the offense here as Silly Full is going to be able to get the ball possession once again, immediately disrupted by Hilltop Gaming. A free ball in midfield, going to go up toward the goal a little bit too high from Trizen, coming back in with a follow-up attack, but great defense from Silly Full once again. Third time's the charm, not quite for Dark, as Liachu will be in the way all over again. Messick with a defensive shot of his own. Hilltop Gaming, that is 5 attempted goals, all blocked by the Stallions in probably less than 20 seconds.
I mean, they're throwing it everything they can at this goal, and it's just not finding any joy. Either it's a save or it's a providential touch coming out from the Stallions. But now, I mean, we're 2.5 minutes into this overtime period, and we're just looking for some kind of closure as the seconds tick on. It's getting more on the knife's edge.
Yeah, we are halfway into the bonus game. We see an attempt coming through as Ruggy does find the demolition onto Silly Full, but Messick, the secondary defender, was also exactly where they needed to be, coming up on 3 minutes off, or on the clock rather. Hilltop Gaming is looking to find any opportunity here to keep themselves alive, but the Stallions defense so strong. Trizen and Messick going to trade, really putting the final topping there on that 1v1 that's kind of been happening between them in this series so far. Hilltop Gaming desperate to find an opportunity to score, but the Stallions, they are just ruthless. They are relentless, and that might be it for Trizen. Oh, it's going to get blown. There it is! Just kidding. Hilltop Gaming, Trizen puts the second point away and wins another game, another round of the second series for Hilltop Gaming.
Oh, my word.
Woo!
Inches, millimeters. That is exactly what they needed to have happen. We're going to a game 5 here in our second series. Whoo, boy, Trizen woke up in a hurry. They are an angry Trizen, and now they have put their team on their back. That's 3 goals for them. So, I mean, this is what we need. This is what we need, Sep. We need to have the closure here. Game 5, second series. Let's see how it ends up.
I'm curious, because the only thing I'm worried about is Trizen has now basically painted a target on their own back. They are the sole reason that the Hilltoppers have won those 2 games back-to-back, and now, I mean, if the Stallions spend the entire game demoing Trizen, this could be impossible for the Hilltoppers. This is definitely something they're going to have to take into consideration moving into this next and final game.
I mean, but Dark has really come out of their shell as well.
Very true.
They were forced into the foreground because Trizen just was not playing the Rocket League that we are accustomed to seeing them. You know, through season 8, they had a wonderful play in the playoffs. So, you know, they shut down, or Trizen just didn't have enough caffeine. I'm not sure what exactly the deal was, but now Trizen is activated. Dark can go back to that third man in the back. We saw so many great saves coming out from all 3 members of the Hilltoppers, all coming up with epic saves during that game 4. So it's all to play for here in game number 5. Either we're going to see the Stallions come out with the number 1 seed, or we're going to a third series.
I would love to see either, honestly. Both of these teams have just been putting themselves on the edge this entire time, and I'm so curious because not only the physical exhaustion these players have to be feeling right now, they play with controllers, they've been holding on to them for who knows how long at this point, and the mental exhaustion as well to be going this far into a series with possibly a third series right after this, depending on Hilltop performs. I mean, the mental fortitude of these players impresses me enough alone.
They're high schoolers. And I mean, the dedication that these players show, the time that they put in the game, you can tell just by how well they play. And that's a shot on goal. Oh, my word. That was such an unfortunate touch coming out from Silly Full. I thought that ball was goal-bound. Trizen and squad are absolutely defensively shelled up right now. They're taking the hits, and now Ruggy gets a breakaway.
The breakaway is going to be coming through, like you said. I want to see if Ruggy can find an opportunity off the back of this. Oh, Liachu just barely able to keep the ball out of goal there. Dark going to go for one of his own. We talked about coming out of his shell, but he's yet, I believe, to put a goal on line. So Dark just barely on the precipice of greatness here. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left on the clock. Both these teams playing their absolute hearts out. This is a, and we keep saying this is a deciding game.
I mean, this is what soccer is all about. That's what all Rocket League is all about. Just the similarities between the games, it's undeniable. And the passion, oh my word, Messick getting back once again with one of those last second touches that he's been going with all day long. There's the demolition come through on Silly Full.
Yeah, demo onto Silly Full, arguably the most aggressive player on the side of the Stallions, taken out of the game for just a moment. Will respawn, like I said, I believe 2.5 seconds after the demolition does come through, and Messick going to be able to help Silly Full bully the ball away from Hilltop Gaming. Already 2 minutes off the clock, still sitting at that goose egg on both sides. Dark, however, with a great demo onto Liachu. That Silent Assassin taken offline for just a moment. Can Hilltop capitalize off the back of it? No! Liachu, the very one that was demolition, is the very reason that goal does not go in for Hilltop Gaming. That is a crucial deciding goal, perhaps, and now Hilltop Gaming may lose possession of the ball off the back of it.
I mean, Sept, I think that they just respawned into the right place at the right time.
That's the scary thing about demoing.
Yeah, it came from the demoing. So, I mean, the demoing actually working in their favor and saving a clear chance on goal.
Yeah, that's a very scary thing about demoing an opponent is they will respawn in front of their own goal. So you may accidentally be putting them in a better position than they were in at the start of that round. But now, 2.5 minutes, we're going to be entering that halftime. A goose egg on both sides here. Ruggy goes for a goal, but Messick gets to pretty easily block that one away. A bit of a pot shot from Ruggy, if you will. And now Dark gets ball possession once again. The Silent Knight's turn to see what he can do, but instead it's going to get picked up off the back of it by Tryson. Silly Full might be able to find a goal here, but no, better disruption coming out once again from Tryson. This has been a fascinating game here in Game 5 because I feel neither team has really even had an actual opportunity to look for a goal.
Oh, speaking of, I mean, this Karam off the background could be exactly what they need, but no, the touch is coming through from Silly Full and Messick and company. Liachu, I think it's going to be the decider here for the Stallions. I think Dark will be the decider here for the Hilltoppers. We'll just see how it plays out.
I'm very curious to see how it will play out indeed. I mean, there's a world where this goes into a 0-0 overtime. I've seen it before. I'm sure we'll see it again. It's really looking like that could be it right now because the defense on both sides looking darn near impenetrable, but the offense instead, just nobody's offense has really been better than anybody else's. So it's been very back and forth here in Game 5, and these defenses are the scariest thing to deal with.
I'm wondering if maybe a little bit more ball control instead of the dump into the offensive third is the way to go here. Either that or some singular, personal carrying of the ball over the midfield line. I think that could be it to break this wide open.
Yeah, I think something that would really help both these teams, and I always talk about we see this from the better teams, so I'm surprised to not be seeing this a lot from our 1 and 2 seed, is just the aerial part of Rocket League. I feel the ball has been very low for a majority of this. Every time it's up into the air, the players knock it immediately back down, but if one of these teams was to really get a little bit cheeky with it, keep the ball in the air a little bit longer, go for a little bit of air juggling, I think that would really catch their opponents off guard at this point.
I saw Ruggy do it in the All-Star event this weekend that we saw on the official EGF, so I'm darn tootin' if I don't see it again. Ruggy has done a couple of air dribbles before he came on air with us. So, I mean, we know that they have the ability to do it. We know that Tryson is also really well-versed in the air. I think they're just trying to go for a more traditional off the backboard, see if they can get some kind of a touch onto it.
Oh, interruption there. Ruggy and Dark gonna slam into each other, so the attempt on a goal immediately taken out. Messick is gonna be demoed by Dark off the back of it, so a bit of a silver lining. 8 seconds left on the clock. We are still sitting at that 0 on both sides. Nobody has been able to put a goal away yet. Tries and goes a little bit too high, not able to find it. Is that going to be it? The ball bouncing off the side, not quite touching the ground, but finally will, forcing us into a 0-0 overtime. Talk about a golden goal scenario.
I mean, 1 goal to keep yourself in the series, 1 goal to see you as the 2nd seed. So it's all to play for right now. Just score a goal forehead. Just
like
score
it
a goal.
sounds, in concept, in theory, written on paper, it sounds so easy, but these players, all 6 of them are ruthless. They're relentless on this defense so far that nobody's offense has been stronger. It's been so much of the back and forth. Liachu finding a demo onto Ruggy, so it's going to be a very brief 2v3, but instead the ball sent toward the goal of the Stallions already already half a minute in, and nobody's able to put anything in yet, but Dark certainly will. That is going to secure another victory for Hilltop Gaming, and if I'm not mistaken, that secures us in another entire series.
You are absolutely correct, my friend, and I told you it was going to come down to Dark or Liachu, and
you were certainly
who
right.
Just stepped up. Hello, Dark. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the match. Welcome to the series.
He has stepped from the dark into the light. He has made an appearance here finally in that crucial moment. Kudos to Dark. Just kept his team alive. That phenomenal.
It ain't done yet. It ain't done yet. We're going to take a very quick break. Give the team some time to restore their zen, restore
Crack
their
their
calm,
fingers, maybe.
crack their fingers, yeah, and maybe I mean that's 10. That's 10 games in 2 series. I mean, we're probably going to go to 15 if I'm being completely.
I don't see it
honest
any
right
other
now.
way.
It can't end any other way. I want my anime ending.
We need the arc to be completed, but like Billy said, we're going to be thrown into a super short break. Everybody use this time. Go refill your water bottles. Everybody get up and stretch. Do what you got to do, but come right back here in a minute for what will probably be another Game 5 series. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the final, guaranteed final series here between the Hilltoppers and the Stallions. Things looking super strong for the Stallions at the start, and then the Hilltoppers come back in their swan song moment, their possible final hour. They just kick it into 10th gear, and they barely scratch a victory away. They have forced us into that third series, so the number 1 seed still on the line here.
Ark, got forced into the up roll early in this series. And I tell you what, I think busting out the Scarabs completely have bitten the Stallions in the rear end. You have activated the entirety of the Hilltoppers, and they are here to play. It is all to play for. Best of 5 here, series number 3, all for the number 1 seed.
We are back into a classic best of 5. There's no more games after this today. This is the last one we've got going on today. So this is going to be a best of 5 or a first to 3, whichever one of these teams wins 3 games first, takes the first seed. They take the victory here in this not preliminary round, but this earlier round, and that will give them the first seed for later this weekend. And that's going to be the crucial moment, I think. After that second set, I think the Hilltoppers have a really good chance at this.
I tell you what, if the Hilltoppers come through as the number 1 seed out of Group B, and the Stallions end up being the number 2 seed out of Group B, I am scared for whoever they have.
Anyone else in that seed,
anybody else.
Anyone else.
They're getting the best warm-up for the weekend possible. I mean, this is the top of our game. This is the top of our national championships. And they're going to go into this weekend full of fight, full of vigor, full of confidence. I don't care who wins here. This is going to be a great setup for their weekend.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And to think, if you're the Stallions and you win here, you get the opportunity to remain that number 1 seed. But if you're Hilltop Gaming, you just beat the only people that are supposed to be better than you. Like, that's phenomenal. So this is going to be a great look for either of these teams. Everybody walks away first or second seed. So this is, while it may be that first seed placement, you're still coming in minimum second seed, which is nothing to shy away from.
Yeah, and I mean, here comes the forward play coming out from Hilltoppers. They're starting to throw the ball deep once again. I want to see these corner dumps. They started getting a lot of value of corner dumping and then triple committing, keeping Dark kind of on that backside, but still on the midfield line, looking for any kind of trash balls to come out into the force.
Absolutely, and I know that we saw the Hilltop Gaming lose that first game of Series 2 because they had one open goal. They lost by a single point, I believe, and it was because nobody was there to catch a goal. And I hope after the break they don't fall back into those same issues, because right now, nobody's even close to their goal. They've got all 3 players on the side of the Stallions field, and that could be a crucial mistake if they're not careful.
That play right there from Dark, not the demo, but the play onto the backboard. That is something that they have really been leaning into, and they've been getting a lot of positive scoring chances out of it. So
right.
I think Dark setting them up, being the setup man for both Trizen and Ruggy, I think that's what has really turned this into their favor.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree. We talked about Dark kind of being that third man for a little while, but somewhere during that second series has really shifted their play style and become much more aggressive. As I said, they're demoed out of the... Oh! I thought Trizen had it, but Messick with the double tap just came in right off the back of it and found that goal. So the Stallions going to put themselves up 1-0, a minute 45 off the clock.
Oh, I mean, it's a great save.
What a great
just
double
the
tap.
momentum. The momentum of Messick just carried the ball in. That's GG's. You go next on that one. There's nothing you can do in that sense.
Yep. You did what you could have, and you could not do anything else. So that was certainly just Messick's goal for the keeping there. I'm curious to see how quickly they're going to find another one. I thought Silly Full may have already secured a second shot there. Forces the Stallions. A great setup if anybody from the Stallions was there, but nobody's there to catch it. Tries and goes for a shot, going to be sent up straight into the air.
Oh boy, I'm really trying to decide. Ruggy's trying to insert themselves even more into the front line of this game, and I'm not hating it. They just got to make sure that their rotations are good. Messick once again is the aerial master. There's a shot.
Oh!
Ruggy gets himself in.
Ruggy, you just talked, as you were saying it, Ruggy putting himself in the front line, he just absolutely says, oh, you mean like this, and scores, puts it online for Hilltop Gaming, and that is going to keep them, once again, alive in the game here. Not exactly this series. They can afford to lose game 1 if they're careful, but they want to win as many as possible, and now they're tied up 1-1, just a complicated 0-0 here, and it won't be for long as Dark emerges from the shadows and puts the ball away, and what was that, a 3-second goal maybe? That was immediately off the kickoff.
Yep, I mean, just got the perfect touch off the hood. Center cut. They take the lead here. 2 minutes, 39 seconds, just about at halftime here in series number 3, game 1. They have activated the team from Hilltop Gaming. There's going to be a shot on goal. No, what a touch.
Yeah, what a great touch there to keep the ball a little bit shaken up, but take the ball control away from Hilltop Gaming, send it into their back third toward the goal. But the Stallions don't seem to get that possession for long, as Hilltop Gaming has already sent the ball back toward the goal of the Stallions. And there may be a good follow-up here from Ruggy if they're careful. Instead, it's going to be messing with a great disruption. Tries and does find a demolition, but there's nobody there to follow up off the back of it quite yet. An open goal comes through, but the defenders are going to be able to get there just in time. Liachu gets things lined up and prevents Dark from finding a third goal.
Yep, Liachu, Johnny on the spot there. Oh, that's going to be a carryover. Nice placement from Ruggy, though. The rotations are coming in defensively. I think Hilltop's defensive rotations are just outmatching what you're seeing out from the Stallions. They are getting back in a hurry. It's what we saw happening with Stallions earlier in the series. And now, we're getting it even better coming out of Hilltop Gaming.
Yeah, no, I talked about this in the beginning. I'm worried about Hilltop Gaming kind of falling into their pre-break habits, right? But instead, it seems to be the Stallions who are doing that. They kind of feel like the Stallions we saw 10 matches ago, 10 games ago. They don't feel as clean as they were looking in those earlier matches. And Hilltop Gaming, they don't seem like they've gotten any weaker.
Telling you what, the rotations that are coming from right now, from the Hilltoppers, they are getting such great switch balls going forward. And, I mean, that was a dangerous ball in front of the mouth of goal.
Very much so.
Almost came through and slashed it in true assassin style. But, the rotations, they're perfect right now.
Yeah, no, they certainly are. And I have to wonder, every time I see a ball go in front of a goal like that, I clench my teeth a little bit because I always think it's such a large mistake to be made when you set the ball in front of your own goal. But nobody's paid the price for that quite yet in this series. Now, 47 seconds away from Hilltop taking a genuine lead here in the series.
I mean, this would be the first time throughout. No, I get no. They won the first match, or they won the first game of the first series, and then it just went all in the way of Stallions.
The first time in a long time.
Yeah, this would be absolutely huge for them.
Yeah, this would be nothing short of colossal for them here. And now we're going to see the Stallions getting a little bit aggressive as they try to find a shot. Hilltop Gaming going to be able to disrupt for a moment, but Messick from the heavens puts it away in the top of the goal. There are 19 seconds left on the clock, and these players, let me tell you what, they must love overtime because it's almost guaranteed we're going into another one.
You were talking about people going aerial. Well, Messick got the memo. Maybe watched the VOD back during the
through
the plays, and went up high and just dunked it in.
That's exactly what I think both these teams need to be taking advantage of. I think swapping so aggressively to change your play style like that this late in the game would confuse the oblivion out of your opponents here. Just swapping from that aggressive grounder gameplay style to an aerial gameplay style would really be kind of a punch in the face to your opponents. It would be very out of left field at this point. But now, going into, I believe, our third overtime since I've shown up here, and this is going to be a 2-2. Not exactly a golden goal for the time being. Losing this overtime isn't going to be the nail in the coffin for either team, but for Hilltop to take a lead once again would be just great, again, for morale.
That's an important touch into the corner. It might set up Dark for an aerial chance of their own. Looking at a shot on goal. There's Silly Foal ready and waiting to take care of the trash in front of their goal and trying to clear it out. Going aerial now. Let's see if they can build anything off of this.
Curious to see if Dark is going to be able to find any kind of value off the back of this lineup. But Messick instead is going to be the one to get ball control, send it toward the goal of the Hilltop Gamers. And Stallions coming through, trying to be on that offense, but this is just Hilltop showing up every time. Oh, if there had been just one more player from Hilltop in that spot, that would have been a very available goal, but you can only do so much on your own. We've got, I believe, a Rule 1. It looks like it is going to be interrupted there by Tryzen bringing his teammate back to life, and now a minute already into the overtime. We've only had one close goal, but that's got to be it. No, Ruggy goes a little bit wide. Nobody's on the follow-up once again. Dark tries to find it, misses the ball, falls a little bit low, and Tryzen disrupts a shot from the Stallions, but they're going to be forced onto this defense as the Stallions are going to become that ruthless, relentless punching team. They're going to try to score over and over again. I mean, the Hilltop just has to get this ball away from goal.
Okay, there they go. There's a demolition as well. That ball's going to be set right in front of the goal, but nice touch once again from Messick. Johnny on the spot. We've called their names with all these crucial potentials for goal-scoring chances. Just knocks it out in the last second. And now, I mean, this is back and forth. This is the ping-pong battle that I thought was going to happen here in the 5th series.
Absolutely. This is going to be taking us all the way down to the wire, but Tryson may have done it just barely. Silly Fool going to be able to get in the way and line things up once again, keeping the Stallions alive here in Series 3, Game 1 coming through. This is going to be a crucial matchup.
Oh, man, Dark had a really, really potentially investful touch of the ball. Ruggy might go aerial here. Yeah, gets a shot on goal. Silly Fool does it again.
Silly Fool playing a very strong defender, a very strong goalie coming through, and that's really been a very difficult hurdle for Hilltop Gaming to jump. It's been Silly Fool every time. I believe Messick almost finds one of his own, but tries and does find the disruption, sends it in far into the corner. Silly Fool setting it up toward that midfield once again. Even one player from the Stallions hitting it right there could have been it, but nobody comes through with the follow-up. Ruggy goes up and over a defender. Messick just barely able to find it once again. That's the importance of keeping a player back in the back third like that toward the goal. Had Messick been even 1 second later, that would have been a free goal for Hilltop Gaming.
I think whoever wins this game here in Series 3 is going to have the lion's share of the momentum going forward. And I am just living on the edge of my seat right here, Zept. I mean, just looking at the aerial battles that are starting to really procure themselves into our game. I'm liking what Messick is doing. Messick's got a shot on goal.
And he finds it just the defense. I just said that, but about the other side, I said had Messick been even 1 second later, the ball would have gone, and we see that exact same thing happening to the Hilltop Gamers right here. Look, less than a second earlier, Tryson would have been able to find that shot, but unfortunately for him, I mean, that is going to be the Stallions taking Game 1 away of Series 3, and now we are seeing, we talked about the lion's share of the momentum moving forward. This could be the Stallions series to take.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the second double touch goal that came out of Messick too. So they're getting themselves into positions in the air to be able to follow up if there is some kind of a tap, some kind of a nudge from the defenders. Sometimes that nudge is just enough to carry the ball out of the way and get it off goal. But the double touch, if you've got the control moving forward with the ball, the momentum's going to carry you goal bound. And I mean, that was a screamer into the back of the net.
Yeah, no, it certainly was, and Tryson got to be beating themselves up a little bit. Didn't have the boost, just a second, less than a second late coming through. Wasn't able to find it, and that does secure the Stallions that first point lead in this. I've used this word 100 times. This pivotal moment here for this series. This is going to be that make or break for the first seed moving into the weekend.
Yeah, and right now, what I want to see from the Hilltoppers, I think they need to get a little bit more physical. I think they need to go to the air as well. Gosh, they were so close so many times. Just a little bit more push when they have the ball in the offensive third. I think that they can get this over the line. This last series is not over by any means. I just think that we're gonna see, a little bit of a swap of theory here, a little bit of coordination coming out from Hilltop Gaming. I think that they can absolutely bring this back level once again.
Oh, absolutely, not a doubt in my mind. And I'm curious to see, will this be the first time we see them not go to Game 5? Will we see perhaps a 4-game victory, perhaps even a 3-game victory if the Stallions can play at their 200% or even higher than that? Tries and goes for an early goal, not going to be able to line it up quite yet. Dark playing in the back third. It seems like Hilltop has already adapted a little bit, leaving a player in the back, forcing Hilltop into a 2v3, but they want to make sure they're protecting their goal at all costs.
Well, I mean, that's a beautiful high-ranging ball into the opposite corner. Trying to let somebody on their team come up, and here we go. Aerial acrobatics, Silly Fool!
Oh, Tryson just kisses the ball up into the crossbar. I thought Silly Fool was just going to dance that one right in there, but unfortunately going to get caught out by Hilltop Gaming here. Tryson goes for a shot of their own, but Dark going to be in that goalie position once again. I'm not sure Dark has actually left his half of the field yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of scratching my head because they're basically putting themselves in a 2v3 situation every time they go into the attacking third. So, I mean, either it's going to have to be one of the most singularly beautiful plays in the beautiful game, or, we're going to have to see Dark move out of their goal.
Yeah, I'm curious how long Dark can play on this defensive play style. We've seen it coming through a lot. And Dark is seemingly going to be trading out with Tryson, who's dancing in front of a goal of their own here for this moment. We're already a minute 20, nearly a minute 30 off the clock, and I'm not sure we've even really come close to a goal yet.
I mean, we've had shots. I just don't know if we've had anything worth mentioning. They seem to be going wide. They seem to be going high. Nothing really worthy of a save even yet.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Nothing worthy of a save coming out quite yet. And Liachu looking for it early, but not going to be able to line anything up yet. That, however, not quite going to find it. Ruggy looking to set things up. Dark coming in with a secondary attempt, but Silly Fool disrupting the momentum of the ball, flipping it back into the Stallions' hands. Or wheels, I guess.
I mean, it all works. It all works. We'll go with whatever you say there, but I mean, this is a dangerous ball in front. Here comes the carom off the back. Billy Full not able to get on top of it.
I want to see someone that isn't Messick kind of pop off for the side of the Stallions. I feel it's been Messick kind of all day. Silly Full's been good on the defense. Haven't seen them score since the first series that I joined here for, and Liachu hasn't really had the opportunity to be that silent assassin we've been talking about so much. There's somebody consistently kind of keeping an eye on them.
I mean, the marking has been absolutely exquisite, and I mean, that's a dangerous ball going goal bound, but Liachu now trying to bring something out, trying to go a little bit more aerial. I like the adaptations from both these teams. They have absolutely sniffed out what the others are trying to do. There's a shot on goal.
Shot on goal comes through for Tries, and it's going to be Hilltop Gaming putting themselves up 1-0. We've seen them in this position 100 times over, so I want to see if they're going to be able to get something continued here, if they can take us into a guaranteed at least game 4, if they can take this one away.
Yeah, and Messick, I mean, nothing to spit at. I mean, they did everything they could to keep the ball out of the back of the net. Just the pinch that came in from Tryson, the momentum that carried him forward, it was just beautiful. It was a well-constructed goal. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. There's the far dump that has been working so well for them all series.
Absolutely, that far dump is I wouldn't call it a desperate attempt, but certainly an unusual attempt to kind of get it lined up. You get the ball away from goal, but at the same time you give up any chance of possession of the ball. So it's a very back and forth scenario coming through here. We see a little bit of a shot coming from Ruggy there. He sent it back toward the goal of the Stallions. 1:45 on the clock, and Hilltop Gaming, I feel you just kick it into defense. You plant your feet where they are, and you keep the ball away from the Stallions as long as you can. There's a scenario you can take game 2 1-0.
Indeed, but I mean, not like that. Not with a beautifully placed ball from Tryson right on goal that forced this the save out of Sillyful. I think really, there was a move, a couple of attacks previous from the Stallions where they went switch, and they went switch deep, and it just pulled the entirety of the defense out from being clumped up together and being to use those close rotations, and it just opened up the field, and I think they need to exploit that just a little bit more.
I think that's not a bad idea at all, and now 60 seconds left on the clock, and this is going to be a crucial moment. If Hilltop chooses to get a little more physical here, a little bit more aggressive, they can just continuously demo the Stallions into oblivion until that clock runs out into that golden 0 seconds left with that 1 point online. But the Stallions seem to be struggling to get their own possession of the ball, even without the demolitions coming through. So perhaps Hilltop just has to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, the cycles right now here in the corners, they're not. I mean, if they're going to get a shot on goal, that's cool.
Nope.
But they're keeping the ball very central into it.
That was such a crucial shot from Ruggy there. I thought the assassin had snuck in all over again. We saw Hilltop Gaming let their guard down for just a moment, and Liachu teleports into the back line of the field there. Nothing personal there, but now Hilltop Gaming does find the defense when they need it most. Dark goes for a phenomenal setup, but nobody is there from Hilltop to catch the ball when they needed to knock it into goal.
I mean, 4 seconds on the clock here. They're going to have to try and keep this ball up as long as they can. Try to get some kind of assassination shot on goal.
Yeah, like you said, the assassination shot has to come through, but now, as the demo comes through from Liachu, this could actually be a crucial moment. That ball does not count until it hits the ground. Just like that, the Hilltoppers have secured a second game victory that guarantees at least a game 4, and I'm very curious to see if Hilltop can keep the momentum we talk about at the end of game 1, the lion's share. Now it's Hilltop's turn. They've got the momentum in their belt. They are ready to keep pushing forward.
You know what? It just takes one goal sometimes. And I mean, they absolutely worked those rotations in the corners so well. They wasted so much of Stallion's time. They were stymied in the corners. And I tell you what, I mean, it just turned into a best of 3 now. I mean, this is a complicated 0-0, as a lot of our casting mentors have told us in the past. So, man, it's all to play for. 1st to 2 now. And we'll see, in these last 3 potentially matches, who's going to come out on top. Dark came out of their shell once again and started getting a lot more pressure into the offensive third as well.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Dark has been, starting on kind of that more, I don't want to call it defensive, but more possessive play style, like really just constantly, like, when the ball comes to me, it's mine. And Dark has been very possessive of the ball when they get the opportunity to hit it. They're kind of blocking the goal a lot, which I like. And then as soon as Dark left, tries and filled in that slot. So we see Hilltop Gaming, they are never leaving their goal open again. They made that mistake one time and they've never gone back to it.
Yep. And, we have to bring up once again, the fact that that Stallions brought up the Scarabs in the second series when they were
Momentum
on
just
series point and a match point, and ever since then, I tell you what, the Hilltoppers have burst through another level of their heart. They're leaving it all out on the field right now. I could not be prouder of this team right now.
Absolutely.
And still Stallions. I mean, they still have the opportunity to win this. So here we go into match number 3, series number 3. Let's see who comes out on top here.
I would love to see, like we talked about at the beginning, either one of these schools takes the cake. That is fine by me because they have all been bringing their absolute 100% minus that Scarab game, and now we have to see how far they can keep this momentum going. Ruggy finds an immediate demo, but they leave their own goal in the process, and Silly Fold, that was a fumble if I've ever seen one. That was a completely wide open goal, but still somehow they missed the shot.
Oh, and I mean, the air dribble from Tryson the entire length of the field and sets themselves up in a good offensive position. But now the rotation's coming through from the Stallions. Liachu is way far forward than I have seen them pretty much the entire game, unless they're cleaning one of those assassin goals.
Yeah, and now Silly Fold. Is this the redemption arc we've been waiting for? No, this time there's 2 defenders online. It's going to be a lot harder to find. Messick goes for one of their own, but goes very wide. No defense coming through. Back of it, Silly Fold going for the above goal set. Going to fall a little bit wide to the right side, and 3 defenders going to collapse on top of it there. Hilltop Gaming ball possession once again. They send it into the half of the Stallions, and now they lose it once again. This feels very reminiscent of some earlier games we saw where nobody's really had ball control, and Ruggy just got very, very lucky. That ball did not have any more momentum behind it.
Yeah, I mean, the touch from Ruggy sent it high. I mean, just that last second touch. We've seen it out of Messick all day. Well, Ruggy says, I can do that too.
Yeah, Ruggy trying to play up to the bar.
I want to see how they rotate this ball right now. Oh my word, Silly Fold robbing Ruggy of a darn good shot on goal.
Yeah, now we've kind of seen both teams have a very good shot on goal, and both teams, a little bit less off of Ruggy's shoulders because there were actual defenders when he missed. But, not both teams have missed these goals that could have won them the game, so to speak. So now we can see, Dark almost, but Messick just always in the right place. I swear he's teleporting when we're not looking. He is always in the right place at the right time to line these things up.
I tell you what, this is starting to get physical as well. The demos are starting to come through. Messick whiffs! Oh! Dark, you whiffed on an open goal!
We have seen the most whiffs in this game alone. Like this 2.5 minute segment that we have seen so far. That is what, 3 or 4 whiffs coming off from these teams? So that maybe everybody's getting a little exhausted here.
I mean, but it's the razor's edge right now. This is high stakes Rocket League. I mean, nobody wants to lose here. We thought that this was going to be a mini set because of how it was set up. What a shot! Stay for Silly Fold!
Oh, Silly Fold I'm not even sure how that blocked the shot, but somehow it did. And now Tryson goes for one as well. Messick gonna block it. It's Dark! The Dark Knight coming in from the back line once again. We are already under halftime. Will this be the second game Hilltop Gaming wins by a single point? Only the next 137 seconds will tell.
Oh, Sept. That was the pass of the century from Ruggy.
No doubt.
That was a perfect assist there, and I am just eating this up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not on the edge of your seats with this match right now, you need to check yourself for a pulse because this is high-level Rocket League.
Oh, my goodness. Dark goes for another shot once again, but Liachu able to find that defensive shot. One more goal here for Hilltop Gaming could be a nail in the coffin on this game for the Stallions because the Stallions, it's been almost 10 minutes. They haven't scored once. They haven't scored since 2 games ago. This has been really rough for their offense so far. But that might help, though.
Silly Fold, right place, right time again. I mean, they had a full head of steam going into it. You could have even gone for the demo.
Yeah, I actually expected the demo to come through, but somehow it looks like they all both found contact with the ball instead. Now, 90 seconds left on the clock, and Hilltop Gaming, they are in a very, not quite comfortable scenario, but in a very good scenario to put themselves up 2-1. They just have to make sure they don't leave their goal wide open.
Oh, here comes the dribble from Silly Fold, though.
Great
what a touch from Dark.
Yeah, a great disruption from Dark. This is just Dark's game to take. The only player I think so far, oh no, they did fumble a shot earlier. Never mind. I had to take that sentence back. But Tryson now going to be going in, trying to get all the way toward the goal. I really feel that Hilltop Gaming, they are mere seconds away from taking this game as well.
Oh man, the air dribble, what a nice touch there coming out of Dark, getting back into their defensive zone. And now we see Ruggy going with the air dribble.
Not quite Liachu again. It is just, I feel these goals have been Ruggy v Liachu the entire time. That is the third time Ruggy has gone for a shot on goal, and Liachu has been the disruptor. And I'm talking third time in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds. We have been seeing this matchup time and time again between the two of them here in Game 3. Ruggy gonna go for another goal, only 30 seconds left. Dark and Silly Folk gonna go for a demo, so an immediate 2v2 comes through, 30 seconds left on the clock. Hilltop Gaming, all they have to do is not make a mistake, and tries and desperate to make sure that exact thing does not happen here.
Oh, what? Whoa! Oh!
Not quite an open goal, but it very well could have been. Now, Messick, 13 seconds left to make the magic happen here. Hilltop Gaming, they are looking to find this goal when they need it most, but Stallions looking to do that very same to give themselves the one-game leader, at least force an overtime, and oh, tries it just a little bit more momentum. Would have knocked that one in. Liachu going for the goal in the extra seconds here in the garbage time. Silly fall, but no, it will be smacked clean into the ground. Messick's shot will not make it, and Hilltop Gaming, for the first time in a long time, actually put themselves in the lead.
Not only did they put themselves on the lead, they put themselves on series and match point. The reverse sweep could be incoming. This is absolutely nuts. I am on the edge of my seat right now. I'm bouncing. I'm vibrating with energy right now. I am just astonished by what we're seeing. The turnaround from Hilltoppers. Series 2.
I love it.
Game 3. They bring out the Scarabs from Stallions. And that is when the fire got lit under their behinds, and they have not stopped since. I think that Stallions have got to really take a hard stock look at themselves right now and think, was it worth it?
I've got to bring it up, maybe just one more time. Maybe we'll bring it up again, but after the Scarab game, I mean, momentum for the Stallions was up. Scarab game, gone. It just obliterated. Hilltop has been so strong since that very moment that those Scarabs appeared. Hilltop, they've yet to stand down. They've yet to back down, and now they are one game away from what you've said it already is some of the best Rocket League that I have seen in a very long time.
We're going to refer to this from now on as the post-Scarab era. So we are PSA or PSE.
The Scarab incident.
The Scarab incident. Yes,
the TSI, the Scarab incident coming through, and the Stallions very well may bite the bullet for that very incident. And oh, we see Ruggy almost accidentally gets himself an own goal there. Messick and Liachu coming off the back of it. Ruggy going for a shot as well, but that was, I think, 4 shots on goal already. We're 15 seconds into this game.
Yep, and I think they're going to go to the aerial battles now, and I think that that's a really good adaptation coming out from the Stallions. Stallions have to do something different. They have to change it up. They have to change the eye level of what's been going on so far. But there's a shot once again from Dark.
Dark has been, we said one game, we said Dark's kind of the third man, and Dark was like, watch this, and just has been so aggressive ever since. And now Ruggy going for a goal again. We're already, I believe that's 6 shots on goal, 50 seconds into the match. So both these teams, defense out the window. We are full offense, pedal to the metal, through the middle perhaps. We are going 100 miles an hour the entire time, but yet nobody has been able to score.
I mean, the rotations right now here are very favorable for Stallions, but look at that. Once again, the touch coming out from Trizen, setting up an offensive chance.
Not quite able to find it. Ruggy again, gonna go for the shot, but Ruggy again, he finds it though! Ruggy puts that one away. A minute and 16 seconds into the matchup here. The Stallions fall 1-0 once again.
I do not want you to save my goal. Oh, I'm just going to hit it back up off of you. So yeah, the momentum once again. We see the double tap coming in, this time in favor of Hilltop Game. We saw 2 double tap goals come out from Messick in the previous series, and now Ruggy gets one of their own, and that puts them up in this series and puts them up in the game. They are sitting on match point.
Yeah, match point. That's such a scary thing to consider. And Trizen just wants to slam another nail into the coffin out of the Stallions here. 3 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock. A second goal coming in from Hilltop here. I wonder how a team this strong has even gotten to this point. I mean, how are we at a scenario where they're coming back? This is the team that I feel should have been leading the charge the entire time.
I mean, it's just exquisite. It's just exquisite. I mean, the play
is such a good word for it.
They're leaving it all out there. They're not taking no for an answer as well.
this has been exquisite. I think is a great word choice there, Chef Billy. This has been just an exquisite performance from Hilltop Gaming here. They are up 2-0. You know, 2-0 is the scariest lead to have. It feels comfortable, but it can also be taken away in the blink of an eye. So now 3 minutes left on the clock. That is several lifetimes in the world of Rocket League. And Hilltop Gaming, I yet to really even come close to getting scored on.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the rotations down here in the offensive third. Once again, you're seeing all three members of Hilltop Gaming up here saying you're not going to get the ball past the midfield point. Dark once again with a crucial touch to keep the ball in their offensive third. So let's see if they can build something out of this.
I would love to see them build something out of this. We want to see some aggression coming through. Chili Full goes for a goal on, but Trizen does block, and I think that would have bounced off the side of the goal even had Trizen not been there. Speaking of Trizen, goes for a third goal here, trying to put 3 online for Hilltop as we just crossed that halftime threshold here. Silly Full might be able to find it. That's an open goal, but no, here comes Ruggy from the side of the line there and gets the ball away from goal once again. I feel like we might see the Stallions starting to panic a little bit.
I mean, as a goalkeeper that played traditional soccer, that was a save at full stretch, and I am absolutely gagging on it right now because that was a singular moment of brilliance coming out of Ruggy. Right place, right time, right amount of boost.
The right amount of boost. It's probably the first time we've said that. We've seen quite a few goals today where they did not have the right amount of boost and they were just a second or two short. But now some boost finally coming through for the Hilltop Gaming, and Silly Full gonna find ball possession for the Stallions for what feels like the first time in a long time. Maybe a goal off the back of him. Instead, an open goal from the Stallions. If Silly Full was not able to catch that, I think that would have gone in. But they do find the disruption there. Set it up smack in the middle of the field for their in front of their own goal, but now it looks like Dark finding ball possession once again. Hilltop Gaming, I feel like they've just got Stallions in a headlock right now.
Oh, there's so little time. That's going to go goal. No! It gets denied by the framework, the fourth man for the Stallions, saving the day once again. Oh, my word, because a 3-goal lead, I think, at this point is lights out. We're sub 1 minute now.
No doubt.
And this is going to be all to play for. That might be a shot on goal. No. Once again, the rotation's coming from Hilltoppers. Just clean defensive rotations out of them. And I think Stallions are starting to panic.
Yeah, now the most amount of points I've ever seen scored in Rocket League was 4 points in 30 seconds. It was very quick. They won the game because of it. So theoretically, Stallions have plenty of time to mess this up, turn things around, and come back 2-2. But now only 30 seconds on the clock. This is going to be... this may already be over. There's 25 seconds. It's possible, but with the way Hilltop is playing, it feels almost impossible.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a stranglehold on the possession. So, I mean, Flipper Set's trying to get them back into play. That's going to be a shot towards the goal. Let's see if they can get a touch onto it. Ruggy in the offensive third once again. Looking to see if he can capitalize. 6 seconds left. This is all done and dusted, my friend. You have seen the reverse sweep. Hilltoppers come back and take down the #1 seed in our entire tournament. They win it 2-1, and that is how you close out a round-robin group stage. They have done it. The anime arc has been fulfilled.
It's completed. It's perfect. Oh my goodness. The Hilltoppers, like you said, they come back from the jaws of defeat. They fight their way back, not only to secure the first seed placement moving into the weekend, but also they just beat the only team that was theoretically better than them. This is such a leg up for the Hilltoppers, and now we'll get to talk to one of them in just a minute. We're going to throw it to a super short break, and we'll be back with an interview with someone from the Hilltoppers in just a second. We'll see you soon. welcome back, everybody, after a nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat series there between the Hilltoppers and the Stallions. We are here with Dark Risky, also known as Dark, who was obviously one of the players for the Hilltoppers. And my friend, tell me, after such a long series, I mean, how do you feel? You emerged victorious.
I would definitely say my nerves are going off right now. I mean, I'm pretty much shaking. I don't know. Yeah, you
I can
see
imagine. I can imagine.
it.
Okay, well, let's get into the meat of this then. So the first thing I want to say is that at the beginning of the series, the first series, Trizon wasn't their normal selves. I've seen you guys in the season 8 playoffs. It seems like you had to take more of a forward position rather than playing in the back, which we got accustomed to seeing you do. What was up with that?
Well, credit to Stallions for this. It kind of seemed like they were playing better defense than we had seen in their last matchup. And Trizon was kind of taken back by this, so I felt like I had to step up a little bit.
You certainly did.
I was going to say, it worked, right?
You certainly did. Now, the second question I got for you, Dark, is the Scarab moment.
Oh my.
In second series, game 3, how mad were you? How much BM did you feel from that?
Oh, I think that's part of the reason why we were so fired up. We were all talking about, like, we're gonna make them pay for bringing in these scarabs. It's really a major disrespect. So we took that to heart, and
It worked. You did it.
Okay, and the last question from me. You guys take the second series in a map 5. Going into series number 3, the final, the penultimate series there, you guys just looked like you were on a different level. Winning series 2 obviously put the wind in your sails, but tell me what the last couple seconds of the 4th match, tell me what was going through your guys' mind. Tell me what your comms were like. Let me know. Let me inside what you guys were feeling, because we were feeling it here in the broadcast booth. We could see it. Let me know.
well, going into the last series there, we knew that we had a lot of momentum going into, and we didn't want to let that go to waste, so we carried it through. And during that last game, we were definitely really hype as soon as the clock started ticking down towards 0. And yeah, the ball hit the floor. We were basically jumping out of our seats.
And I got to put one more point in here before I throw it back to Sep. We heard your dad in the background. We thought it was your team. We heard your dad in the background going, "Let's go!" And I mean, that was probably the most wholesome Rocket League moment I have ever experienced. Shout out to your dad for being so supportive of you. And Sep, I'm gonna let you take it from here.
I wish we would have gotten on the broadcast, and Billy, I'm so glad you brought it up. It was the most wholesome thing in the world. He joins the call, and somebody in the background's like, "Let's go!" We thought it was his teammates. It's his parents. It was great, but we did not quite catch that. So, Dark, an easy question for you here to close the interview. While we've got you on the mic, is there anybody you want to shout out? Is there anybody you want?
All right. Well, obviously my parents, the tremendous support, as you heard. The parents of also Dean and Reggie, obviously. And we also got some people from my high school that tuned in. So I just want to say thank you to them for showing up for the boys. Yeah,
absolutely. You showed up. They showed up for the boys, and the boys showed up for them. You guys did emerge victorious today, and you did a phenomenal job. I know. I'm very excited to see what you guys are going to be doing in the future. So, Dark, thank you so much for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure to watch you guys play, and you gave us such like an anime arc of a series to cast. It was awesome. So, thank you so much.
Glad you enjoyed it as much as I did.
We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
It was phenomenal.
I mean, I think the interview was almost as good as the gameplay.
I agree.
I gotta tell you, Dark, very well spoken. Vent. I just love getting to peer behind the screen and get to know these students a little bit better. And shout out once again to Dark's parents. You have got a big fan in me now, I gotta say. But this was a kind of a fiesta day for us. We had some weirdness going on with our group, but you did get the best of the best for 3 series. And I tell you what, this turned out to be a heck of a day of Rocket League.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And the best part is we're not even done yet. This is not the final day of Rocket League.
No, I mean, we've got tomorrow, we've got the finishing day, get match day 2 of group stages. We'll see groups D, E, and F, or 4, 5, and 6, depending on how you want to say it. And then we've got Super Smash Brothers Ultimate for their group stages. We'll see our friend here, Sept, casting their butt off with that. That will be Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday starts the championship weekend. All the teams that qualify. The big leagues, it's for all the marbles. Saturday and Sunday, you will see my face, you will see Sep's face, you will see a lot of our friendly faces there. But I tell you what, there's no other way to say than what a day to cast, what a performance from these teams. You do see the Hilltoppers win 2-1 in sets or in series. They take the #1 seed out of Group B. The Stallions take the #2 seed. That's going to be a scary matchup for whoever these two teams face. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat watching these series as they progress through the weekend.
Absolutely. I'm absolutely stoked that this went the way it did. I'm stoked that we got to be here, and I'm stoked that we've got the whole rest of the week ahead of us. But everybody, thank you so much for joining us. If you like what you see, you can, of course, drop a follow on the channel. This is, I believe, we're on the EGF sister channel, so you can follow official EGF as well on Twitch and Twitter. If you like Billy and I's handsome faces, you can follow us on our Twitters, linked directly below us. A huge shout out to First Night of Knee for producing and putting on all of the production of today's fiesta, as Billy has called it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all of the players that joined us today and the teams as well. We'll see you tomorrow for more Rocket League and Smash Bros. But for the time being, check your posture, drink some water, don't forget to love each other. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. Love y'all.